Start recording. Ah,
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
all right, good.
Hi.
Everything should be up.
Yep.
I'm in there right now.
We are live.
We are all the way live.
Live.
What a
It should be,
tumultuous few days, huh?
This should be an Xbox complainer show, really. It's going to be a hybrid show.
Yeah, I know. This
At
will
this
be.
point.
It's time to totally take out Xbox at this point.
Oh yeah.
If this is another case of, we told you so, but nobody wanted to believe us,
We said it on this show.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened.
We told you.
This isn't our first
Yeah.
rodeo with
So
this.
before people, might overreact if they watch this in the VOD, I just want to say
They will.
we're not really surprised by this, but let's just say that it gives us a lot of material for tonight. You know what I mean? So it's like
Oh yeah.
our reactions aren't like, oh, like we didn't know, like we knew, but yeah, I'm gonna wait till more people get in until we go further into that.
Stevie Mack, hockey fan, what's going on in the live chat room? We are live right now.
What's up, guys?
It's funny.
We are live. Let's wait for a few people to get in here. We will start the show. Why don't we do the intros? Hello and welcome to Game Complainers, episode 553. I'm your host, Perry.
Co-host Anthony.
And Frank.
And Fred.
Did you guys get the script from Redmond, Washington? Oh, no, you
Oh,
didn't.
I sure did.
Oh, we gotta check.
yeah.
I used it as toilet paper after this week.
Wait, hold on. I got the script right here. Give me a second.
You got the script?
I got
Did you download the Excel file?
Yeah,
Did you
I downloaded
install
it all.
Office that you weren't given for free?
Yes, I did. I had to, even though I had to pay for it, I still had to install it. I got it. I'm good.
How much are those Office 365 subscriptions?
$200 a year.
Yep.
Do they make
Something
an
like that.
ultimate edition for the console? So I can use Word on my console?
There's different tiers of Office now. Didn't you hear about that?
I can type my essay on my Xbox.
Yeah, it's
Tony!
absolutely incredible that they've
It's
managed
alive.
to do that. Like even something as simple as Microsoft Office, they're like, nah, man, you got to pay more. Like,
Yep, that's it.
No,
it's something that you could
subscription
get-
based. Everything is subscription based over there.
yeah,
All that
there's
content.
ways to get.
No, I cheat. I use.
I
my
may or may not pay for my Adobe stuff.
Yeah, but that's not Microsoft. That's Adobe.
Yeah, but those are things that have been turned into like you need to pay for these plans monthly. There's still ways to get these like subscription things, free 99, if you know what I mean.
Just be a student, like me, and you don't have to pay for it.
Want to add today? It's only an extra $3.
Hey man, in the world of you got to pay for everything monthly, it's
What I hate is PlayStation went up in price. The King is in the chat. King, what's
the
up?
king.
What's up, King? What's
Cody,
up?
what's going
up?
on, brother?
Cody.
yo.
I like how when PlayStation raised the price, we took them to task. But Xbox raises the price, and all of a sudden it's, well, PlayStation's doing it. So who cares?
Nah,
No.
man, we're calling
No.
them out.
No,
Like that's the thing.
That's
It's
not
like
how
that's
it
not
works.
that is not how it works.
We call everybody out because we own all these machines. Everyone's getting called out.
And that's why they get away with it, because they think like, oh, well, the other
They
people
get
are
away
doing
with it.
it.
The stuff that I've seen on Twitter today is the reason why they get away with it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. And it's
Everyone's such a fanboy that they don't even know what is going on anymore. You realize that you idiots online who are doing this stuff are ruining gaming. You're ruining modern gaming. You're defending
You make
a
everybody look
corporation
bad.
that pretends to be your friend. Ooh, maybe Phil Spencer will fuck me. Maybe he'll sleep with me. Maybe he'll do this. Maybe he'll do that. He's not your friend. He doesn't know who you are.
oh,
Aaron Greenberg flies his sex slaves around to be with him on vacation, right? The guy who can't get marketing done for the company.
He's too busy. That's
Why
why.
does Xbox not have marketing? Well, because he's giving the scripts to his boyfriends to read on the internet. Make sure you say this. And then the guy says it, and guess what? It's the complete opposite, and that guy looks stupid. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll fly you out to so-and-so. You come sleep with me.
That's the thing,
Fine,
though.
we'll camp out in my backyard.
There's so much of a disconnect between what they're saying and then what they do. It's like there's something going on there that makes them look really stupid every time that this happens.
The
every
Milk
single
Man
time.
is in the chat. We acknowledge you.
Milk
Yo,
That
Man.
MILF man.
Like Roman Reigns over there. Let's just get on with this show. So Xbox, once again, is in the principal's office.
Uh-oh.
How many times since January of this year, right?
They're getting expelled at this point.
They
Yeah.
should have been expelled by like the beginning of the
They got written up more than 3
This
times.
company
and they're-
cannot stay out of controversy.
Nope. Just like we said.
we
month
knew this
later.
was going to happen. It was a matter of when, right? Because we were like, all right, the showcase was good.
It's a month to the day, by the way. June 9th
Yeah.
was the showcase, and it
Yeah.
happened on July 9th.
You know what
that's a good
happened 3
point.
years ago today? We met Tommy Tellerico, and we played D'Amico.
Yeah,
I
we
saw
were with
that,
all our
yeah.
friends, and we didn't
And
even
we
know
met
they were our
Dreadpool.
friends.
We passed by Mike.
Yep.
It was a great time. At the Crayola Factory, so shout out to them. Go ahead.
I know, yeah. I think it's a month away from their event that was really good. We talked about that.
It's not a
Um,
coincidence that it was exactly a month. Come on. It's
we
like-
knew they were going to do this before Call of Duty. We're not dumb.
So when
as
they announced
people
Call
that
of
have
Duty last month, what did I hear? We're getting Game Pass, everybody. They're not going to raise the price, everybody.
Mhm.
It's going to be the
Mhm.
same price, everybody. A month later, they raised the price.
been- And you have 2 tiers.
No, you have 5 tiers.
Or 5 tiers,
It's only
yeah.
$3, man.
God. I see now all over Twitter. It's like it's only $3.
Hey, Walrus,
It's only $3.
Walrus.
It's only $3.
Yeah,
Are the
$3 today, $30 tomorrow.
Hey,
Wait, so
it
the
only
5
takes
tiers are-
$1 to overdraft your checking account, asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yeah,
only
exactly.
$3.
The 5 tiers, is that including core? Right?
So, yeah, because they're getting rid of some tiers.
It's only $3.
They're getting rid of some tiers, but they're not getting rid of some tiers. It's very complicated, and you need.
Why do you have 85
map.
tiers? You should have console, PC, and both. End of fucking story.
Yes.
It's such a pain in the ass.
Or just say, fuck it. We're only selling the ultimate plan for $20. It includes everything. This way, if you have a PC at work, you can stream, like, whatever they have on there. You know what I mean?
Well, this is also.
Just have 3 of them or have 1 of them. Why do you have 7 of them? And half of them, what is it? One of them used to be core, and now it's going to be like basic or something now. And
yeah,
if you're
yeah, they're gonna
grandfathered
have
in, you keep the
standard.
day 1 games. But if you're not, you don't get
No.
the day 1. What are you doing? What are you
There's-
fucking doing?
There's a big problem with this too that a lot of people aren't realizing that
CB Max in the chat. Go ahead.
is
Yep.
showing a lot of evidence that they don't want anything to do with console. So they cut console Game Pass. You either have to get Ultimate, even if you don't have a PC, or if you're on PC, you can just get PC Game Pass, but there's no console Game Pass. So they're
Really?
they're telling you
And PC
without
Game
telling
Pass
you.
is cheaper. It's $12 right now. It went from $9.99
yeah.
to $12.99.
Yeah, yes, but they're telling you, hey, we value PC people better. We don't care about you on console. That's literally what they're saying because they're getting
'Cause they're
rid
not
of it.
selling consoles.
Right. That's exactly.
They
Yep,
sold
so they-
60,000 consoles last week. Yeah, where? Where did they sell these magic consoles?
But this
And
is
by the way,
totally
We'll
showing
get to
you.
this in a little bit, but I was streaming on a Fire Stick. Okay? They're not putting Series X's in the blades. I was wired and I'm playing Texas Chainsaw. It's in 30 frames. Why?
Yep.
All the other games are supposed to be 60, running at 30. That means they put Series S's in the cloud. So they lied there. But that's
Which does
okay.
not surprise
Go
me.
ahead. I will have to fight Phil Spencer, says the king. In the ring, I will rule you. Well, there you go. Jimmy
That's
the
right.
King.
Yeah, they're telling you, like, don't worry about the console. Basically, they're like, it doesn't matter anymore. How could you?
They're gonna move to
how
the
could you-
handheld, and Phil Spencer's gonna fuck you when you buy it.
I just don't understand how
One
you
night
could
in Phil
take
Spencer's ass.
You get like you get like a coupon when you like buy it. It's like
A coupon to fuck him.
yeah.
I'd rather just not get the coupon and keep paying like no money. But yeah, they're telling you don't worry about the console anymore. Basically, that's what I'm reading here. Because why would they take that away and charge you less on PC? They're literally telling you, you go buy our console and you get screwed more. So why am I going to buy it? What's the point? Just
You're
plan
gonna
on-
buy it because you're a fanboy and you love all our stuff. That's why.
No, I'm not. People are leaving in droves.
I haven't turned this shit on since yesterday when I did the stick.
Now, what do you think about people stacking up on the old ones that you can get?
Hey, if you want to be on it, great. Stack up on it.
It's not even worth it. I'm gonna go on a
But, I
tier
mean,
a
here's
month by
the
month
thing.
basis.
Like for COD, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say you want to play COD, right? You stack for however months you want to play COD, or you think you want to play COD, or maybe you just beat COD and you're done. Like, that's an option. At least you do have an option, but doesn't mean you got to stay on it. Especially, the auto
You know, they actually did
renew.
something, Anthony. They made it to the point where you should just go out and buy fucking Call of Duty and be done with it.
Because what else are they gonna put on there? They said we're gonna get Indiana
Because
Jones.
how
and
many
stuff,
kids
but
are going
let's
to
see.
accidentally subscribe to the regular Game Pass that doesn't come with the day one shit? Then they're going to have to update. The parents are going to be like, what are you doing? The parents are not going to want to go on the computer and hunch over and update the subscription. They're going to be like, you know what? I'll just buy this stupid game. And by the way, Call of Duty Black Ops will not be streamable. Even though it's in Game Pass, so guess what? Even though you're paying for the streaming with Ultimate, you can't stream that game.
Well, do you know what they said about that?
Probably the
And-
Sony contracts, but
well, they said
buy
that
them out. It's your
because-
game.
But they said what the deal is that Ubisoft has the rights to the streaming for all the Activision games. That was part of their deal. So they have to negotiate for every single Activision game to have it on streaming. They have to go to Ubisoft and say how much.
Right.
So
and you say
we're not
how
gonna
much
get
and you
Spyro,
drop,
we're not
you
gonna get
drop an
Crash.
amount of money that they write on their fucking sheets, and then
Right.
they own the franchise. Come on.
Yeah,
They're
a lot of
raising
the
the
stuff.
price and not dropping the game on streaming? Like, come on. That would be the reason why you raise the prices. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of the stuff is taking effect today as far as like these tiers.
I thought it was the
in place.
15th of July.
Well, for
Uh,
new people, if
or
you go on the
September or
website, it's
something.
the new prices. Like that's it.
Yeah, it says on July 10th, updated prices take effect for new members. So if you're just signing up, like if you bought an Xbox today and got online tonight, you'd
This
see the
is
new
worse
prices.
when they remember they dropped gold for that. Remember they raised the price of gold because they wanted to push you to Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And people got so mad about that. Why aren't they getting mad about this? This is worse.
Yeah. Because on
$3. Oh.
on the 12th of
Only
September
$3.
is when the recurring charges will change for all existing members. So
Tell a homeless guy it's only $3. See what he says.
And that's what they do. They raise it a little bit every year, and then in 2-3 years, you're paying $20 extra a month.
yeah, and also
So-
starting today, if you are a new Xbox member, Xbox Game Pass for consoles is not available for new members. So
Right.
you
Get
basically
Ultimate.
yeah, you have to get Ultimate immediately. So that is another thing that they're not really telling you in these like you got to read the fine print here. This is from
Even
their
if you don't
official
have a
website.
PC, you have to get
Whoever does
Ultimate.
this, why do they even do all this? They make it overly complicated to the point where it's not even simple anymore.
So confusing for no reason. Like
They confuse themselves.
The other question I had last night, too, that we still have no idea,
There's
the tier
Axel.
that doesn't include day
Axel.
one games, how long do they wait? So will Call of Duty go in 3 months, 6 months, a year, 5
never.
years? How do they determine what goes into that cheaper
The
game
standard
pass? Why do
versus
they have
Ultimate.
that?
Yeah.
They said the back library.
The whole
so does
point
that
of
mean
Game Pass
everything
was
so
Game
far?
Pass.
Right.
Yeah,
that's
what-
exactly
The whole
right.
point
What
of
is
that
back
putting their
library?
first parties was to get people to subscribe.
Right.
Now you're going to take your first parties out? So people are going to subscribe for what? Indie games on third party? Like, what's the point?
And how do we know what's coming and what's not? Like, what are they just never going to update the cheaper Game
How are
Pass?
they going
or
to keep track of what they're doing?
they got to pay people to do this now?
They
and
gotta
waste
go
more
up their
money.
I mean,
Fucking scooters
PlayStation's
and run.
doing it. But that's why you have competition, so you don't do what they're doing, and they're doing exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they're putting an extension limit too. So, for example, Game Pass for consoles, you could stack it for like 13 months,
They
but after
act
that,
like they're owed this money.
Right.
They act like, hey, you know what? We're getting robbed right now. Well, that's your fucking fault, man. You created this service.
yeah, I
can
really,
go over there and be like, hey, you know what? Microsoft, you should put all your fucking first-party games in for $10 a month. And I say, you know what? That's a good idea. But if it doesn't work, we're coming after you. They said, hey, we're giving you everything because we can't sell consoles anymore.
It's like the PlayStation move of making you.
That was
pay
their way
for,
of competing with the PS4.
Yeah,
They said, fuck it. No one's buying our shit, but they'll buy it now. Not if they get all the games for free. And then when nobody was still buying the fucking console, now they're like, oh, well, you know, we'll do
Now they're telling you don't buy the console.
Satya wants all the money from the services and subscriptions. And now that that's not working out, they're like, well, break it up into different tiers so everyone gets to play. It's like, but that's not how everyone gets to play.
yeah. It says right here,
You're
like
fucking everybody over.
And you're really leaving your console
It's
people
only
in the dust.
$3, guys. Holy shit.
But that's what I've been saying though. Even the bigger thing is that they're taking away the console Game Pass. It's like they're literally leaving the console in the dust. They literally just said you're stupid for buying the
they
console.
want you to stream all this shit and play wherever. Why
Even
do you
if
think
you don't
that-
have a PC.
Why do you think they put this stuff on the stick? They announced this the day after they announced the stick.
Yeah.
Okay?
yeah,
And then today, to damage control it, you get Call of Duty from 8 months ago on Game Pass at the end of this month. Who gives a shit?
Ray,
Well,
already paid
that won't
$70
stream
either.
either.
For it. It's
And
bullshit.
is that going
Don't
to
worry.
stream?
Hey,
I
don't
don't
worry,
think it's gonna
Fred.
stream.
You're gonna get Crash Bandicoot.
Will that stream? It's Activision.
Well, you're gonna get
Oh,
Crash
yeah.
Bandicoot, Fred, a game from 10 years ago that's been $5 on the fucking service.
Whoa,
By the way, it runs like shit in 30 frames per second, and people mistake the game for being hard. But if you're playing on PC in 1080 60, you can run through the game.
Mhm.
But no one ever talks about that. Vicarious
No.
Visions fucked up the hitboxes in that game.
It's not in the script,
But
so we can't talk about it.
Idiot people are like, oh, the game was always hard. Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a. They try to break it down here, and like I see, because they have this whole the Xbox support thing, and they try to explain like, oh, so standard gives you hundreds of high quality games to play on your console, and it features benefits of Game Pass.
Am I
Core.
getting my medical expenses paid for with standard?
Yeah, there's apparently you still get
Benefits. What
discounts.
benefit is you don't get the fucking game that you're supposed to get?
Yeah, and then it says no, Game Pass Standard does not include games on release day.
Oh, that's a benefit. You don't get the games.
And then it's saying it'll be
That's so
available in the coming
dumb.
months, but obviously for new members, there you go.
Wow.
And
Seth, Franklin Rollins.
They also still have Core. Like, why do you still have Core?
What is core and standard?
There's
Isn't that
5
the same?
tiers. No.
so it says
Standard-
core. Oh, go ahead. I
No,
want to
no,
cut you off.
No, go ahead. You got the paper right there. Go for it.
Yeah. So for core, it's saying so select games on consoles plus multiplayer.
Don't worry, guys. They care about the games.
So
Yeah.
Core is basically just gold.
Yeah,
It's like
it,
you
it
just-
says
like, just to play
25
online.
high quality games on console, but what does that mean? Do you just
It's-
get them?
It's
with
like
it?
you know how they did the
Doesn't say
PlayStation
what
thing when
games,
you
though.
signed up, they gave you the games.
Right,
It's like
right.
that, but it's
Or
going
what
from
games for gold was.
$60. It's $75 a year now just to play online, no Game Pass. $75 a year. They
Dang.
raised
So
it
that's basically
$15.
Xbox Live Gold.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's $75 a year for Xbox Live Gold.
So that went up $5.
And then
no, it went up
Xbox
$15. It was $60
Went
before
up
this.
$15 then. Okay.
Yeah,
Xbox Game Pass Standard says hundreds of games on console, same thing, but then it says online multiplayer and then members, deals, and discounts. It's literally so it goes from 25 high quality games to hundreds of high quality games.
but that's
so
not day one games. That's
not
just
day
the
one
backlog.
games. These are just backlog of games that you
Backlog
probably already
indie.
The
own.
whole
Indie
point of this
bullshit.
thing was to have the library on here to get you to subscribe.
That was
Yeah.
what set them
That
apart.
was the whole point of
Exactly.
this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then
That's
of
why
course
they bought studios so they could throw the games in there to get you to pay every month.
Exactly.
it's if you look at this
They didn't
PDF
buy the
side by
studios and go,
side.
yeah, you know what? Cut the fucking people off from paying.
Yeah. It's like, dude, if you look
What
at
are
the
they
side
doing?
by side,
And how much is standard, by the way? Does it say?
Of course this list doesn't have the actual price. This PDF from their site
see.
actually doesn't even have the prices on it. It's like they're trying to hide it. But
Oh, they're trying to hide shit? Oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay, so
I gotta-
standard is $15 a month. So you're gonna lose out on all that stuff over the $5. That's why they did that, because they know you're gonna pay the $5.
It's only
to
$3,
get it.
Frank. Come on.
Well, it's $5 from this one now. I don't know.
Yeah, if you look at all of these boxes side by side, Ultimate just looks so much better because it
So
has
that's
everything.
180 for the whole year for a standard, pretty much.
Yeah. And then obviously
Yeah,
Ultimate
180.
day one releases, hundreds of high quality games on console and PC, online multiplayer, members deals and discounts, EA Play, cloud gaming on multiple consoles, and free perks every month. So it's the same crap we got before, just
So Ultimate's gonna cost you $240 a year now. So how many games is that? 3, 4? If you just buy them?
WK, what's up, man?
yeah, I guess it'd
Maybe
be like
5. I don't
No,
know.
that's 3.5 games that you could just buy outright. So you could either do Game Pass or just buy 3.5 games that you
yeah,
want.
and a couple of them you could probably get on sale if you wait.
Yeah, I'm saying full price $70
Right,
games.
right.
It's not even if they're cheaper.
And we all know
So, is
Xbox
this
games
worth it anymore?
drop in price like the fucking day they come out. Because
Right.
Redfall.
That's what I'm
Redfall.
saying. Is this even worth it at this point? Like maybe
But my
for
last
1
edition-
month or something when something comes out, but why keep it?
If you are an Xbox gamer that just wants to log in and play shit, this is great. It's still a good deal. But, like the Ultimate, the problem is they keep lying about this shit. They keep raising the fucking price. And I understand, all these other services raise their prices and shit. But they literally tell you they're not going to raise the price, and then a month later they raise the price. They've been in the principal's office this entire year, starting in January. Okay? Xbox used to, whenever there was like a fucked up rumor, they would come right out and be like, that's not true. And then January hit. And guess what? They stayed silent for 2 weeks. We had to wait for their little business meeting to address where their games are going. And then they're like, well, it's only 4 games. And now they're saying, oh, it'll be more games. It's like, what are they doing? They don't even know what they're doing. They say, yeah, we're not doing this. A month later, they do it. And then the fans are like, well, it's only $3. Yeah, take it. You paid the $3. Why don't you pay the $3 on everyone's account? You fucking won't. How about that? This is why people need to grow a pair of fucking balls and say, guess what? We're not doing that. Well, PlayStation doesn't. Well, this isn't PlayStation. This is why you have competition. So the companies fight each other and we win. Not the companies go, yeah, we fucked everybody over. We're like, yes, we're paying more money.
Yeah, it's not a win for anybody.
It's not a win
The
for
more
anybody. Get the fuck
but
out of here with
but
that.
the corporations,
The more
bullshit.
people that like back off of this, the more the companies will be like, oh fuck, we're not getting the sales.
Well, no. Now that Sony sees that all these Xbox guys are fucking going, yeah, we're going to pay the extra $3, they're going to be like, okay, they're going to pay more money. We're going to charge you motherfuckers more money. And then Xbox will be like, Sony just raised the prices, so we're going to raise the prices on you guys.
It's a domino effect.
Yes, this isn't a competitive thing. This is, you guys are all fucked. Because guess what? Sony started this tier bullshit, the 5 tiers, and now Microsoft saw that and they're doing it. So can we stop?
Well, you know what's crazy too that I just realized?
They're not even for the gamers anymore, man. This is bullshit. It really is. They don't even make good fucking games on top of it. You know what I mean? They have great franchises that they don't revive. They fucking lie about shit. Oh, Banjo, we hear you. Where the fuck is Banjo? Not that I want to play Banjo, because I don't give a fuck about Banjo. But where is he? You keep teasing that you're bringing this fucking guy back, and you never bring him back. Fable? You've been teasing for over 10 years. What other franchises have we've been waiting for? A ton of them.
Yeah, and
They have great fucking IPs, great franchises, and they don't bring them back properly. Or they bring them back and they fucking drop the ball. It's like, come on, guys. You had the best looking game this year, Hellblade. You went from having a very bad January with this whole thing with putting your games on the platforms. Then Hellblade 2 came out. It was a great game. But then again, it's like they step on the rake. They always do something after they do something good, they do something fucking stupid.
Yeah, the event a month ago was amazing to see, Perfect Dark. We saw Fable.
It was the best event.
It was won E3, even though there's no E3. I still think that June is E3 time.
Yeah, it would have won if they were still doing
goodwill
E3.
with the fan base. They put Call of Duty in, and they said when they put Call of Duty in, we're not raising the price, don't worry.
Yeah, they are.
They parakeeted out to all their podcaster guys. Oh, we're getting Call of Duty, and they're not raising the price. A month later.
Yep.
It's only $3, though. Come on.
Really quick, you know what I just realized?
$3 with 5 tiers that don't even include the game.
The highest tier of PlayStation, the premium, is $90 cheaper a year than Game Pass Ultimate.
Phil is on.
Is it really?
Damn. $90 difference.
Granted, you don't get day one games, but it's even cheaper than the Game Pass standard. It's $30 cheaper.
The Ultimate on PlayStation is $30 cheaper than
The best PlayStation is $30 cheaper than Game Pass.
Come on,
standard.
guys, that's not how you do competition.
$90 cheaper than Ultimate a year.
Yeah,
so you're saving $90 if you get PlayStation's highest tier.
That's a good call out
more
right there.
expensive than the competition. That's smart.
No, that is a good call out right there because that's showing you, like Perry said, we're supposed to have competition. They should be looking at this and saying, "Hey, guys,
Xbox is like AEW. They don't care about making money.
They just
really
keep
care
doing
about making
stupid
money.
things over and over again."
I'm sorry, not making money. Whatever. I don't even fucking know what I'm talking about. They're so intertwined.
They are trying to pretty much rip everybody off from telling people
they don't want to make money because they don't want to sell the machines. They don't want to do everything they're supposed to be doing correctly. They want to take the shortcut and they want to fuck everybody over in the end. You know what I mean? And it sucks because this was such a great brand. The Xbox 360 was the peak. Okay? What a great fucking time in gaming that was. You know what it was? An American console. An American company taking over the video game industry. It was so fucking cool. This game you're looking at, Gears of War, was a great franchise. It was a great game. And it still looks good. The new one that's coming out looks fantastic.
I can't wait still.
We can't wait to play it. But the fact is, by the time this game comes out, Game Pass will probably be $40 a fucking month. Probably. We don't know. That's the thing. They fucking raise it all the time. We have no idea how much it's going to be by the time this comes out.
Yeah, if Gears comes out in November of 26, well, who knows where we'll be? We don't know. Like,
if you
they
think
don't want to
about
be a gaming company anymore. They just want to be a company that has games, and they want to sell you a subscription service. Just like they're a company that has Office, and they just want to sell you a subscription. They're a company that has Windows, and they just want to sell you a subscription.
yeah.
That's all it is.
If you do Game Pass, if you buy an Xbox for full price and you do Game Pass for a year, that's $740. And if you subscribe for a couple of years, I mean, you might as well just buy a PC.
RWK says,
Yeah,
before Fable comes out, Game Pass will be $1,000 a month. Stevie Max said something funny too. I think PlayStation Plus is normally $135 a year. There's a few times you get it for $75 on sale. Yeah, I mean they're competing.
It's way cheaper.
Yeah. They're going to get people to go over, I'm sure. I mean, and they line this up with their new...
I've been watching Xbox guys blaming PlayStation for this shit. Well, PlayStation put their games day and date. Xbox wouldn't have raised the price. And I'm like, do you know how fucking stupid you sound? Really?
That's dumb.
What does it have to do with Xbox? Putting first-party PlayStation games on Plus? What does that have to do with Xbox raising the fucking price? I don't get that. When Sony raised the prices of their shit, what was that, earlier this year or late last year?
Yeah.
Everyone called them out, and they were the evil corporation, blah, blah, blah. Microsoft does it, well, it's Sony's fault. How the fuck is it Sony's fault? Hey, take responsibility for your corpo that you're defending. How about that? Here's the thing, my man. Xbox is fucking everybody over in the long run, okay? The quicker you can realize that, the quicker you can move on with life and be happy. They're not the same Xbox that we fucking grew up with. They're just not. This is some bullshit, and you gotta call it out, or else it'll never get fixed. Which fan base is worse, Xbox or AEW virgins? You know, I think they're both virgins, the biggest virgins on the internet.
I think Phil Spencer and
The
Tony
Sony
Khan
guys fucked their PlayStation, so they already got laid.
True.
Yeah, but the Xbox guys make it with Phil, so they can't be virgins.
Well, they are virgins because they want Phil's attention.
Oh, okay.
Maybe if I bought a handheld, he'll sleep with me. He doesn't care. He doesn't even know who you are. Why the fuck would he care? He's a fucking rich asshole making fucking money. And that's what his job is to do. His job is to make Microsoft as much money as he can. What they're doing is when they talk to you and they meet you, that's their form of advertisement, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a salesman and I know how this shit works. Okay? Watch Glenn Ross, okay? And learn some shit.
That's a great movie.
It's like when
Great fucking movie. Especially if you're a
Fuck, love it.
salesman, you need to watch that film.
if you've ever been to like a car
By
dealership.
by the way, Jack Lemmon fucking does a shoot on what's his name? Who's that guy? Who's the main guy that got fucking busted?
Pacino?
No, not Pacino.
What, the main guy that got busted?
He shoots on him at the end when he thinks he won.
Yeah.
No. Who's the guy? Who's the guy that was in Call of Duty? The guy that
Oh, Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, right?
Yeah.
Bro, Jack Lemmon, that was a fucking shoot, buddy. Because everything
Yeah,
he
he
said
was
to
the
his face
boss.
was true.
Yeah, that's right. When we watched that again, we're like, wow, this kind of aged well.
It did age very well.
He knew
was
something
right.
that other
Yeah,
people
he
probably
fucking
didn't
knew
know
all
at the
right.
time.
He told him right to his fucking face. Anyway. Well, listen. This is what they do. Okay, you know why they don't do marketing? Well, why don't they market Halo? Why don't they market Gears of War? Because they got these podcast guys that are the marketing for them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we'll fly you out to Phil's house. Okay, I'll do a podcast about him.
They have them come to these events and they give them like some food and stuff. It's like when you go to a
They
car
give 'em
dealership.
food like they're homeless.
Well, no. Here, we'll feed you food. That we,
It's like an Xbox
canned
They just hand them
beans.
plates.
Yeah, like, think of canned food.
It's like an Xbox food pantry.
No, but when you go to a car dealership and you sit down, the guy's like, "Hey, can I get you some water, some coffee?" Like they try to
Yeah.
be your friend. It's like
They
the
try and
same
soften
thing.
you
Like,
up.
"Oh, come out to this banquet that we're having for Xbox. Like you guys are the best." You know, like they try to make you feel like you're getting value out of
Hey,
it.
cool shirt. I like
And I
that shirt
think
too. Yeah.
at one point that was legit. Like they really
Yeah.
did care about the fan. But you're talking like the 360 era.
Right.
Okay? Now it's all about business. Right? So if they can get their little podcaster guys to parakeet Game Pass and how great they are, it's free advertising. They don't need to advertise anything. That's the problem. But that's when these guys need to turn around and be like, hey, what are they doing here? We've been covering Xbox, but now they keep fucking everybody over. We can't defend this.
But they still want to get free shit.
But they still
Yeah.
want to be part of that and all that. And I get that. That's fine. But that's when you know that they're not real. You got to call these companies out, my man. You can't sit there and kiss their ass. Well, it's
And now
only
they look
$3.
stupid
It's
by
$3
saying-
today. But it was how much money was it last time they raised it? What was it, last July? Not
Last
even
July.
a year ago? How much did they raise it, Frank?
I don't know, $1 or $2 back then. So every year it's been a couple of bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so almost at $5 here.
And it's doubled since it started. It was $10 when it
It
started.
just keeps on getting higher and higher.
So, and that wasn't that long ago. It was a couple of years ago. Less than 10. It was like what 6-7 years ago, and it's doubled.
When was Game Pass? 2014 or 2015?
17.
2017 was Game Pass?
I think it was. Yeah, let me see.
Shit. 7 years old already? Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Hey,
June 1st, 2017.
By the way, we called the $20 price tag here.
Even when everyone was saying they're not raising it, we were like, "Nah, we're skeptical." It's
Didn't we
definitely
say
gonna
like?
raise.
going
Didn't
up
we say it was gonna
$20?
be like? Didn't we say it was gonna be like $25 or something like that? Didn't we call
I
it?
said that would be the maximum, and this motherfucker Fred said $40 a month.
Not yet. Give it another 7 years. Jeez.
I think another 7 months.
7 months. Once they exit the console business, you know that it's going to be like $40 a month.
No,
So-
because PC people won't pay that.
Well,
Back-
the PC people pay less. That's how it's working now. You pay, what is it, $12 on
They
PC
pay
and
less, but
20
guess
on
what? You
console?
can also pirate games too.
Yeah, but that's
Fucking
you're almost-
Hellblade was 0 day on the fucking internet. You know what I mean? Like,
but it's almost 50% less on PC. It's $11.99 for PC and $20 if you have the console. That's
Jamie on,
crazy.
Richard,
That's
what's going on?
insane.
Richard.
What's up? But that's insane because you're right. They know PC guys won't pay it, so they're giving us a break. And it's like, but you're trying to sell a
They're
console.
making it lower for PC guys because they know they'll crack the fucking games.
Yeah, but they're literally saying "F you, console people. Sorry you bought our console."
Well, because
Like,
the console guys are the fanboys.
right.
We're like, yeah, charge me $85 fucking dollars for it.
Yep.
It's only $85, man. You must
Back
be really
in,
poor. We're going in PlayStation fanboy territory now. Remember, Game Pass was Welfare Pass.
Yeah,
Remember that? And all the
Yep.
Xbox guys were like, "Oh." Now the Xbox guys are fucking saying this shit. Well, how poor do you have to be for an extra $3? Fuck you. Okay.
Did you see
This
the
guy
meme?
grew up poor. Okay. Let me tell you something. I couldn't afford games growing up. I rented games, just like you and everybody else. Okay. So you tell me $3 is a lot of money. Yeah, it might not be a lot of money to you, but for other people, it's a lot of fucking money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't forget where I came from, motherfucker. Maybe you guys should check yourselves. Instead of kissing Phil Spencer's green ass all over the fucking internet, or sucking his fucking Amazon Fire Stick off, you maybe need to check yourself.
Now, back
$3
in
is $3, motherfucker. I don't care. We're in a recession. Ooh, we can't afford all this shit, right? Yeah, but everyone's running out and buying RTX cards for fucking $1,500. They're buying iPhones for $1,500. But that's okay. $3. You know, you must be poor if you have $3. Make up your fucking mind, internet. What is it? Are we poor? Are we broke? Are we rich? What the fuck are we based on what fucking console we're playing? Shout out to Brian. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Oh,
What are you now? Like 210 years old?
yeah, seriously.
He was born on a leap year, guys.
Now, back in September of 2023.
Every day is
Phil-
Brian's birthday.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
first-
Phil
Pepperidge Farm
Spencer.
remembers. Anyway.
Pepperidge Farm remembers
September.
back in September when Phil Spencer said, his exact quote was,
You
although
have an
the
exact
main.
quote from this man?
This is from September of 2023.
I have lots of quotes.
Although the main premise is to provide more value, the price is I think it's inevitable that it's going to rise in the future. We recently raised our prices once, but the decision was made after careful consideration. So we believe it's important to provide services that are recognized as being a sufficient value even if prices are increased.
Smells like Magneto.
Do you want me to go and start back at the beginning?
Well,
from
Anthony, he
2020?
told you the prices were going to be raised in that statement.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that like I
That
don't want
contradicts
people to,
other things that he said.
yeah,
Well, what
it's
else
a
did
big
this guy say?
Do you want me to start all the way back?
Go ahead. We might
I've
as
got
well.
receipts.
We're going to be on this
I've got
topic all
receipts.
fucking night. The Discord is open. If anybody has it, they could come in. They could,
Okay.
or maybe they don't want anything to do with us because we've just lit everything on fire. We went nuclear already, so.
At least you have hair, Brian.
Anthony,
Don't worry
whatever
about
you have too, just chime
I
in
need
because
the white
I'll
hair.
give you a date too, so
Yeah, at
we can
least you
kind of
have the hair.
collaborate.
We got to take the power back, says Cody.
okay.
Well, listen, no one's going to watch this show that matters. You know what I mean? Like, but the fact is that we are consumers. At the end of the fucking day, everybody, we here are consumers, okay? It doesn't matter what fucking box you play on. The bottom line is we're getting fucked over with the prices, okay? We are consumers. We buy this shit. That's the point. I don't work for Microsoft. I don't pretend to fucking not have an affiliation with them, but really work with them. I'm not one of these fucking Xbox guys that are online. I'm not one of these fucking Sony guys that are online. I have no ties with these companies. I'm the guy that buys this shit. Okay? That's as real as it's going to get.
Yep.
So
We always
you're
try to-
actually listening to actual consumers that spend fucking money that don't get them gifted by Phil Spencer and Aaron
Me and
Greenberg
you
and
had
all these
Game
little
Pass
motherfuckers.
since
out
day
there.
one. Me and you had
They
Game
don't
Pass
fly
since
us
it
out
came
to
out.
fucking events, which I wouldn't go to anyway. That's not the point. I'm not jealous. I could care less. But the point is, how fucking these guys aren't even calling this shit out. The same guys that are diehard Xbox guys, they're just defending it. You can't defend it. It's undefendable this whole year. They've had ups and downs, and every time they had downs, it's like, oh no, it's just the fanboys. It's not the fucking fanboys. It's people that are pissed off with the brand. I'm a huge Xbox fan. Okay? I got more Xboxes than half these motherfuckers out there. Do you want me to do an MTV Cribs? Because I can do it. And guess what? None of those consoles get played because the fucking brand sucks right now. PlayStation 5, guess what? None of the consoles get play right now because the games suck.
Or there's no games at all.
Modern gaming just sucks. It's like they all want to fuck this up. And they're all doing a great job.
Yeah, like you and Frank said, you've been on Game Pass since day one.
Me and
I've been
you
on
have had Game Pass
since day one. I'm still on Game Pass, okay?
Me
I've
too.
had Game Pass
But
since
the
day
bottom
one,
line
too.
is this.
Yep.
They keep fucking everybody over. How long are we going to take this shit? They fucked us over on the console, right? Well, 4K 60, 4K 120. And they can't even fucking do it.
Oh, have Starfield in 60, way later.
Yeah.
It was
7 to 8
cinematic.
months later. Or what was it, 6 months? Something like that?
Yeah.
After they said it couldn't be done because it was a decision by
Cinematic.
Todd Howard. It's like, guys, enough. Enough of the bullshit. You know what I mean? Stop fucking
Yeah.
around. Just say, listen, we made a box. The fucking thing can't run half the games. We apologize. Send it in. We'll send you a Pro or we'll give you the next Xbox for X amount of dollars. You know what I mean? Just be cool with the fans. Instead, they're just making all these fucking excuses. Oh, well, you know, and then you got the fanboy. Well, you know, they never said that it would do 4K 60. No, motherfucker, they said that. Power your dreams. Who remembers that? This is where we're at here. Go ahead with your timeline.
Okay. So, all the way back in January of 2020, there was an article that says Xbox Game Pass won't trick subscribers to raise price later, says Phil Spencer. And he was quoted
Did
saying...
he say that?
Huh?
Did he really say that?
Yes, here's his quote from 2020. I know some people, I've seen it. Some people say, oh, they're just kind of burning money left and right in order to gain customers so they can trick you into raising the price later, Spencer asserted. There's no model like that for us. We feel good in the business that we're running now. We're definitely investing in it, but not investing in a way that's unsustainable. So that's what he said back then. Then, in 2022, when they raised the prices of games from $60 to $70, they asked him about it, and he said, while the price of Xbox first-party games is going up, Spencer believes the platform continues to offer significant value in the current gaming environment. He points to Game Pass, which has not raised its price, as a source for playing Xbox first-party releases without dealing with the additional costs. They justified the price of the games going up
Well,
by
now it's
saying,
got
hey, we have
additional
Game
costs
Pass.
for those games.
It
It
did
has a whole
twice
different
already.
tier. Yeah, it has a whole different tier you have to climb into.
Then, in March of 2023, Microsoft tells the CMA the price of Game Pass will not immediately increase. And I have multiple quotes about that. It says, the acquisition would benefit... This was what they put in their official...
When was this in 2023? July?
March of 23 when
Right,
it
and then
first
in July
started
it
with
went
the
up.
CMA. Yeah, I have that too here.
All right,
but
go ahead, finish this.
so, this is what they put in their official court filing. So this was like legal. They said the acquisition would benefit consumers by making Call of Duty available on Microsoft Game Pass on the day it's released on console, with no price increase for the service based on the acquisition. On Nintendo and other services that allow cloud streaming. Game Pass prices will not increase as a result of the merger and certainly will not increase to a point that offsets the substantial benefits of Activision titles coming to Game Pass on a day-and-date basis. This is especially so given Game Pass will continue to be constrained by buy-to-play. And then he said, as such, any price increase would be counterproductive as it would increase subscriber churn rate. This is entirely at odds with the provisional findings assessment of Microsoft's rationale for the merger. So they lied their asses off in court. Less than or over a year ago, a little over a year ago. They lied their asses off. Then in July of 2023, they increased the price of Game Pass. It went from $14.99 a month, Ultimate, to $16.99 a month.
That's $2.
And the base Game Pass for console went from $9.99 to $10.99, and they did not change the PC Game Pass pricing. Then in May of this year, so just 2-3 months ago, Sarah Bond sat down with Bloomberg and says, we know our core users love Game Pass. Game Pass is a gaming subscription where you get a whole portfolio of games, but importantly, you get every single one of our games day one on Game Pass. So that's not true anymore because they got rid of they have another tier now. Then at the showcase, Phil says that it's Call of Duty is coming to Game Pass day one. And then another crazy thing happened. So a Microsoft spokesperson, an official Microsoft spokesperson, spoke to Eurogamer. He said, upon launch, Call of Duty Black Ops 6 will be playable on Xbox and PC for Xbox Game Pass, Ultimate, PC Game Pass, and Xbox Game Pass for console members. So he said it was going to be available on all the tiers of Game Pass. This was a month ago, June 9th. They spoke to a spokesperson that said that.
And a month later, they changed it. Like they
and
did
then we're here at
year.
July with the price increase. So
Holy shit.
that's 4 years of them just straight lying their asses off.
You pretty much
And that's
covered
just what
the
I could
stuff that I
find.
had.
And-
Yeah,
And
like
also,
What was the fucking thing? We had to wait to see if these were true. Now you can armchair quarterback it, but when we were in it, we were like, okay, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. We have to wait it out. And at the end of the day, it's all bullshit. Because, like I said, they want to sell you subscriptions. They don't care about us as gamers anymore.
yeah, they have to keep the shares.
360 era is gone. I think we all need to accept that and move on. You can play
It's
your
over.
Xbox. I'm not saying get rid of your Xboxes. Enjoy it. Okay? You might as well. You spent $500 fucking on it. But I think you
Might as well
can,
play something.
I think you guys can see from here on out. Next gen, it's if they even make another machine.
I don't
You know,
this
it's
if they
PC
do
or
this is it.
PlayStation or Nintendo. I don't even know. And Nintendo is the biggest fucking criminal in this whole thing because Nintendo could drop that 4K box. They don't want to do it. They're too cheap to do it. If Nintendo dropped that damn box, nobody would talk about PlayStation. Nobody would talk about Xbox.
I'd be over there.
Nintendo.
And also-
I would be over at Nintendo. Okay, because that's where I started this whole thing.
Yeah, I
Xbox
think
isn't what Xbox used to be. And PlayStation isn't even what PlayStation is anymore. PlayStation has shitty fucking games. We all know it. Okay? Third person. Got my bow and arrow. It's the same shit over and over again. Give us different fucking games, please. The PlayStation 1 was fucking great because it had a variety of different genres and titles. Games were fun. PlayStation 2 was PlayStation 1 on steroids. PlayStation 3 didn't fucking sell, and they made mediocre games for that machine. PlayStation 4 sold because of Xbox fucking up, and they re-released PlayStation 3 games on it. PlayStation 5, guess what? There's no fucking games, so let's re-release PlayStation 3 games again.
that's all it is.
Mhm.
It's very
So
very
the
sad.
peak was PlayStation 2, and the peak for Microsoft was Xbox 360. And you know what? I will dare say the peak for Nintendo was the fucking GameCube.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Mhm.
Because the Wii, it was cool, but it was fucking annoying. The Wii U, let's forget that existed.
That was a
And the
failure.
Switch is okay, but the Switch is underpowered for third-party titles. Even
The
some
Switch
of the
has-
first-party games doesn't run that well. The new Switch coming out, I'm sure that's going to blow everything away. But it would be nice if they can get us a 4K box and go back to their roots.
Yeah, I agree.
The
Yeah.
Switch has a hell of a library, but the games don't run. That's what sucks. It's like I love these games, but who wants to play them like that?
But
Terrible.
Xbox as it used to be, this is not the same Xbox. This is
Yeah,
all
no.
bullshit.
Also, like,
and we all
on
knew
the
they
back
were
of the
going there, man. We all knew it.
Yeah.
Once the subscriptions came into play, I was like, they want to move it to cloud.
Mhm.
They don't want you on the machine. They want you on PC. They don't want to make the hardware. They're losing their ass on these boxes. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, they're a $3 trillion company. That doesn't mean they like to lose money.
Yeah.
They just want to make
want us to
controllers.
Go
pay
to
us
a
$3
rich
trillion
person and be like, yo, will you give me like fucking $3,000 every week? They're going to be like, for what? Absolutely not. Well, you
Yeah.
can afford it. That doesn't mean I want to lose it.
No.
Yeah, it's still money that you're losing.
Look at
Doesn't
us. We
matter.
can afford the $3, but we don't want to lose it. It's like,
Yeah,
why
exactly.
should we give them the money?
Why do we have to give them more money?
Right.
Or Netflix. So, well, guess what, motherfucker? I didn't have Netflix until it came with my PlayStation for free. Okay? Look at my cable bill. My cable bill went up to fucking $300. Guess what? I told cable to go fuck off when I got rid of cable.
Yeah,
Right.
it gets
I
to a
didn't
point
say,
where you gotta
oh
say
my
no.
God, please, I really want to pay $400 because I get some great channels on my TV. I said, fuck this, I'm out of here, dude.
I don't blame.
So,
That's what happens though. It
Yeah.
gets to a point where it's ridiculous and you gotta stop.
Yeah.
We're like at that point now.
Xanilus, what's up? Should I buy 8-bit though Pro or Xbox controller? I would go Xbox controller.
Yeah.
8-bit though Pro is nice, but Xbox controller is nicer.
I think my
for
my
PC.
dad has an 8-bit though. I think he bought it from you actually, Perry.
Yeah, because he bought a wired controller.
Yeah.
I would play as I don't play games as much anymore. I don't think any of us do.
Not like I used to.
I
No,
just
we-
play Call of Duty.
We
That's
play
it.
some of the games out there, but we don't play as many games like we used to back in the day.
No.
I'm stuck on the Call of Duty.
I started to be
virus.
tapped out by PS3 and 360 era and stuck with Nintendo. Yeah, oh, a lot of people did that.
Also, Perry, like from like that point where said people are saying like, "Oh, it never said that it was going to run at 60 FPS." Well, on the back of the box, it actually says in gameplay of up to 120 FPS. It
Yeah,
says
they
right on the
were
back of the
they were
box.
flaunting around at 120.
Yep. Yeah, it's right
And
on
now
the back
you
of
got
the box.
fanboys that are like, "Oh, well, they never guaranteed it." Motherfucker, they based the console on it.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's
What
right
am
on
I
the back
supposed
of
to
the
take
box.
it in the ass?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, basically.
let's be serious here. When you buy a car, Anthony, brand new, off the lot, you drive right off the lot, and then the fucking, I don't know, the engine blows up. Well, I told you we get up to fucking 5 miles before the engine blew. Like, no, you didn't.
Up to 5 miles.
The fucking
Drive down the
warranty says
street.
you get like 200 miles on this car before it dies.
When you have
What's
Steam,
the point of
yeah,
Game Pass when you have Steam that is far superior? Well, that's exactly it. They want you to
Hey,
move to PC.
It's a good value on PC. It's only $11
They
a
put
month
their
on
games
PC.
on PC too, so on Steam. So I mean,
Just if you have consoles like me, I can just go.
and then
fuck
Xbox
myself.
guys like, it's so great they're gonna put Steam on Xbox. What the fuck do you have an Xbox for? Just build a computer for $500 fucking dollars.
Exactly.
yeah.
Why would we have this
Seriously,
fucking
you
console?
really want to play Steam, which I don't know how the fuck that would work anyway, on your Xbox.
So weird.
I
Then we'll have more
Yeah.
games than PlayStation. Well, then you're a fucking idiot. You really are a fucking idiot. Okay? Let's be realistic here. If you really think that, you're a fucking idiot. If you're a gamer, bro, you're gonna have a PC, you're gonna have a Switch, you're gonna have a Nintendo Switch, you're gonna have a PlayStation, and you're gonna have an Xbox. And you're gonna have all the retro shit. Don't fucking sit there and be like, yes, we need Steam on a fucking box that can't run its own games.
I promise you, we're working on a handheld.
Go get a fucking Chromebook, see what that runs, you piece of shit.
Hey, you
The
could
hand-
stream to it.
I have a Chromebook actually.
Yeah, Fred, and
handheld is
how
a-
many things can you install on that thing?
I
Natively.
can get Minesweeper on it.
Yeah, it's pretty much it, right?
You play solitaire,
Oh,
yeah.
solitaire. There you go.
Minesweeper.
Man, people, they just defend these companies blindly, and the shit that I see online is ridiculous.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's 4 years this November, and for these consoles, and it's been
It's been dog shit. It's been the worst
Complete.
generation of all time.
yeah. it's shaping up to be. So
No, this is the worst generation of all time.
yeah, because I don't think the next few years will regain some of this trust.
Xbox
even
lost
if they have
everybody
good
next
games.
gen because they fucking made so many promises they did not deliver this gen, and then they start saying, "Well, we never like these guys. They never said 4K 120, 4K 60." Yeah, okay. People remember this shit, bro.
And you knew that they were lining up these price increases with these consoles coming out.
People
like
started building PCs last gen because the consoles were so underpowered. The PlayStation 4 is a piece of shit. The Xbox One was a piece of shit. Everyone knows this. I had customers that said, I'm fucking done. These consoles can't even run these games. They built PCs. They're still PCs.
Yeah, they moved on. Yeah.
They moved on. And
Yeah,
by the way, it backfires too because, and again, like Frank said, maybe they want this. PC Game Pass is only $12.99 versus console for $20. What are you more likely to do? You're more likely to get the PC.
Yeah, and it's funny because they did this price increase knowing that they were going to put out the new console models with the 2 terabyte and all that stuff in September because that's when they're coming out. When does it raise for everybody? In September. So it's just like they knew what they were doing at that event while showing off those consoles.
But you got to be an idiot to pay $600 for that series.
It's not going to crash, Jamie. Yeah. It's just going to change.
Yeah, it's just going to change a lot.
Everyone keeps saying this Atari crash shit. That's not going to happen ever again. These games make too much money.
It was a totally different.
You know why they make too much money? Because all these idiots are yes, charge me $80 fucking for a game.
And microtransactions that literally keeps things afloat.
Everyone's fucking throwing. They're literally saying on Twitter, "Please charge me more money," and then they fucking do, and these people buy them. The Last of Us remake, remember? Yep. I'll pay $100 for it. Guess what? Sony said, and they sold it to you for $100.
They sold the special edition. Yep.
I'll pay $600 for a PlayStation 5. Guess what? Look what they fucking did. They sold you the PlayStation 5, and then you need all the accessories and shit. You're paying.
The VR2 is like $650. Yeah.
People are gonna buy these like new Xbox Series X consoles too. It's gonna be.
You're fucking telling them you're gonna pay more money, and then they're doing that. They're charging you more money for it.
Yeah, it's
and you guys are buying them. Everyone's broke. We're in a recession, right? But everyone's around buying these fucking PlayStations.
Yeah, it works.
Buying
for
the
all
phones and buying the console. I mean, this shit's selling, right? So people are all full of shit. Everything's bullshit. You can't kiss these companies' asses. You got to say, hey, enough is enough. The fans really need to get together. These hardcore Xbox guys need to get together and be like, you know what? You know, we're losing our credibility here because the company keeps fucking changing this shit.
Let's stop podcasting in their favor. Let's actually have genuine opinions.
Let's say, hey, you know what, guys?
Band together, yeah.
We don't know what the fuck these companies are doing, but this is not the shit that we didn't go in with these intentions. They're telling us they're not raising the prices, and they're raising the prices.
Yeah, and they do content saying that. Yeah, they're doing content looking like fools, saying, "Oh yeah,
well, they raise the price," and then they raise the price. Well, PlayStation did it.
I'd be pissed if they made me look that stupid. Like, why aren't they?
It's all of them. It's literally all of, like Perry said, all those.
And Louie, where the fuck are they at? I mean,
all the podcasters that get this, information that, again, they're saying as these press releases, like, all right, this is facts.
Stop doing this shit.
It's oversaturating the YouTube space already with just wrong information.
Look, you can do a podcast and be a fan of Xbox. That's fine. But you have to be real about this shit. You can't be, in their pockets pretty much and be like,
like you said, we're
done shit. We're done waiting for these fucking games to come out. Like, this shit's done. Okay? It's great. They won E3. They had a great showing. We're not taking anything away from that.
No.
We can't wait to play those games.
We're still excited.
When you tell us one thing and then do another a month later or go against your word, what are we supposed to do? Sit here and take it? I'm not taking that shit as a consumer. No. I went into this generation loving this Xbox Series X.
It was something new.
And then a year and a half, 2 years in, after Halo, I just logged into Halo on the Fire Stick. And I even said on that stream, it's fucking sad that these are the maps that are in Halo.
Did it run at 30?
No, ran at 60. It was great.
But
the
why
thing-
was that Infinite? Yeah, like why was that the final product of Infinite, you know? Even after updates.
They have no fucking maps on that thing. It's the same
They-
maps
they-
from fucking 2
They
years
just
ago.
let it die. They gave up on it immediately, and we're just like,
Right.
whatever.
And that's their flagship title.
Yep. If
They
they
saw
treat
the player
him like
base was
that,
going down. They said, "Fuck it, this isn't worth it."
He's not even on the box
they're
anymore.
treating Chief like that. You expect them to treat us good?
Yeah.
He's their
They don't even
man.
have
Line
Call
sound.
of Duty. They don't even have
That's
Call of
goofy.
Duty on the box. That's like freaking crazy.
It's an over exaggerated goofy.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, it's been out for what, almost
Gosh.
3 years?
Halo, yeah, like 3 years.
The
and it's
Nook
just
beat
like-
the consoles. Bro,
Has it been
what
3
kind of
years
Nook are
already?
you rocking? That must be like a $2,000 Nook.
What do you
I would
say?
say just go get a desktop.
What is that? Nook?
Build one. We're gonna build Anthony a computer on his channel. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna hear about how I didn't pick AMD and why the computer wasn't a $500 bill
Yeah, have
because
those
Anthony
dickheads
doesn't
in the
need
chat.
anything more than that. I'm gonna hear all these stupid things, and he's gonna be the moderator in that chat.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's a reason why I'm spending, you know, essentially $2,000. Let's be honest. That's basically what it is. I'm not trying to cheap out. I'm trying to build for the future. And guess what? I go with Intel stuff. Too bad. Like that's just what I like.
Well, you could have shaved off $90 if you bought an AMD that's
Oh,
going to blue
yeah.
screen.
You don't
in
want
5
blue
minutes.
screens, Anthony?
I go with the Intel processor that I showed on this stream that I got already. We already talked about the graphics card we're gonna get. We're going with the Super. So it's like the stuff. It's like that stuff alone is like
Like
lot.
AMD and his computer.
Hey, if you like blue screens and driver issues, AMD's great.
I like to go with what I, what has served me
AMD.
right. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Very good. That's what I was trying to say, and I couldn't say it.
And
I got my Threadripper right here. It's $5,000 AMD, and guess what?
Yeah, that
It's a
was your
piece of shit.
experience with that. Yeah. Again, like we have experiences like this, and we share our
$5,000 down the
opinions.
toilet.
But that's all I had to hear. When you were telling me all that stuff, I was like, never.
Yeah.
You
We
were the person that
podcasting, and this thing
convinced
started
me.
blue screening. I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But the same thing with the consoles. When
Richard wanted to tell you.
when you spend
I
money,
told Richard, I was like, yeah, that's the way to go. I'm sorry.
yeah, whether it's PC or consoles, it's just like you have to, you got to stick up for when the stuff goes wrong, when the stuff malfunctions, when the stuff isn't,
Fucking goofy.
it's not working right, it's not running games right. It's like you have to talk about it. You can't just sit there on a podcast with your Xbox buddies that are getting the same information and acting like it's not, going on.
But
it's
Anthony,
just,
Phil Spencer might sleep with these guys. Don't you get it? That's their dream.
yeah, they'll stop getting early copies and they'll stop getting,
He's gonna shove Redfall up their ass. It's gonna be beautiful.
he won't send them the handheld for free. He won't come to their house and spend the night with them and give them the handheld so they can try it out. That's
So
that's
can
what they
cuddle with
want.
it. They can
Yeah.
cuddle with it at night.
It's like Perry said, it's just a bad look. And obviously, yes, you can only report the news as it's coming out. So like when we heard, they might
Well,
not
it's been
increase
coming
it,
out like horse cocky, Anthony.
right. We always took the price, them saying the price increase thing isn't going to happen with a grain of salt because
Oh.
Perry has said it on the show a million times. Like with Call of Duty, they're not getting to Call of Duty without a price increase. We said this in May. We said this in June. So
Jamie, I'll take care.
take care,
Yeah,
man.
Jamie on.
Here we are, seeing that
Goofy was
happen
the
now
one
because
PC.
now they're officially saying it and it's in action as of now for new users. Immediately. They just said this yesterday and today they're like, all right, you just bought an Xbox today, new user, we're hitting you with those prices. They're not even
They
waiting.
hit you with
buy
that,
an
and then they
Xbox.
got the balls to put Call of Duty from last year into it, and you can't even fucking get it.
Yeah. Like I feel like most like COD players are probably either they already own it. So who
Well, they're
cares?
just trying to push you into Ultimate. Then just fucking
I
have
already-
Ultimate for $20.
I don't know what the case is, but I own it. I already own it. Fuck me.
just
Oh no, don't worry, Fred. You'll get Crash Bandicoot from 10 years ago. That's
Yeah.
been
Oh, yeah,
$5
no, I
fucking
can't
dollars
wait.
on every other
They should have
platform.
put
I can't
all of
wait.
the CODs on there. All the legacy CODs
That's
should
what
be
we were
on
hoping
there.
No,
for.
because
That's
you
what I was
won't
hoping for.
you won't play the new one. That's why, Anthony.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like the Ed Boon. He thinks if he makes like a Mortal Kombat collection, like you're not gonna play Mortal Kombat fucking 1.
Because he knows the new ones suck, so he doesn't want to look stupid.
But it's like, guy, like you need those old games on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those
That's what we
games will
thought we
make
were
you want to
getting.
play the new ones. You'll be like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Remember when this game was cool? Oh, there's a new one? Let me check that out. Maybe it's good. I'm so happy
And if
I
it's
stacked
on
my
Game Pass
before
anyway.
they happen. Yeah, I mean, you could probably still go on CD keys, Axel, and get
You
6
can't,
months.
they're letting you stack it up to 13 months. That's it. They cut you off at 13.
Wow.
That's what they said in the statement here.
And
on
that
the,
13
on
is the one
FAQs.
free month. So, yeah, you can't go past that.
Yeah.
To be
So
honest with you, though, I don't even know if I want to stack. I feel like
Nah,
just subscribing when they have something to play, and that's it for 1 month.
It's fucking
or
done,
pirate
bro.
it. Yeah.
It's fucking done after
And-
mine is up, it's over.
This next Xbox, I don't think I'm going to
Bench,
get
what's
this
Yep.
right away, if at all.
Go bench.
I think
Yeah.
I'd rather worry about PC and not buy the next Xbox.
Here's the thing with Xbox.
I
okay?
agree.
If you
I
enjoy
agree.
Game Pass, great. We're not going to gatekeep here. If you like Xbox,
No.
fucking great. Play what you got to play.
If
We
you like
still have our
PSN, that's fine.
Xboxes.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Keep your Game Pass until they announce the next Xbox, if they announce it. And then from there, decide what you're going to do. If you already got rid of your Game Pass, don't worry about it. But if you are stacked until 2026 when the new machine's supposed to come out, let them fucking wait. Okay? Instead of us jumping into it, let them wait. Let them sweat it out.
Yeah, we're not going to give them the
Because look
benefit
at
of the
this
doubt
gen,
this
man. Like,
time.
nothing came out. We got fucked on this.
No,
shit.
I'm
Yeah.
not doing it again.
We're not giving
would've
them the
just,
benefit
like-
of the doubt. The trust is
If
broken.
you had
you know?
PC, you were good from day one.
I would just got rid of
4070
Game Pass.
Super is a $500 card, $600 card. You're good.
That's the one I'm getting. The Super, I think, what was a $50
4070
difference.
Super, and Mike Mullis is going to get that card too.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like, guys, like the
Mental
writing's
Nine
on the
what's up?
wall.
What's up, mental?
Yo, the
So-
writing's on the wall, and they're pretty much just saying build a PC. That's what
Yes.
we've been telling people, but that's what they're also kind of saying with this leaving, like Frank was saying, leaving the console in the dust, so to speak, as far as like getting rid of that entry level thing, right? So it's
You're
like
going to
now,
save money if you get Game Pass on PC. You're going to save
Yeah.
almost 50% less.
Yeah.
More. You're going to save $140 a year.
Well,
Yeah.
Mental 9R isn't going to get it anymore on PC. Once his runs out, he said that's it.
Well, his is even more expensive over there, so I don't blame him.
Canadian.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
470 Super bang for the buck. Absolutely. We
Yep.
were talking about that last night, me and Peter.
yeah. So it's the trust is kind of down the drain there, because there's not. I don't know. I just think there's not going to be a.
Captain Picard must initiate the self-destruction sequence
Yeah.
of the X-Men. Dude,
He
he's
couldn't let
crashing
the
that one,
Xbox-
huh? He's sacrificing the Series X.
Motherfuckers.
He couldn't let it fall into the hands of the Romulans, so he had to destroy it. They would
Isn't
learn
that-
all the secrets.
Isn't that the soup?
The secret of shit.
What?
Ramen
The
noodles?
You mean
Romulan noodle?
The
Romulan.
Romulan noodles.
Alien Romulus.
Gross.
Do I have a... No, I must have...
you motherfucker.
By the way, I appreciate that you put the Ferengi in your thumbnail with Phil Spencer and the. I caught that.
Guy looks like he has an ass on his head.
He does. Butt cheeks on his head.
He's a shithead. Ha, ha, ha.
Phil Spencer's got a big fire stick, huh?
But
I
say
guess
for
so.
instance, I want to play Indiana Jones and it doesn't get cracked by the grace of God. I'll just pay the $10 for or $11
It'll
for
be
1
zero
month.
day
Beat
on
it, and
PC.
that's it.
though. That's what this is it. They made Game Pass cheap on PC so people wouldn't crack the games, and people
Right.
now people are just gonna fucking crack them and download them. Doesn't even matter
Mhm.
anymore.
I should have never gotten Game Pass because I should have just waited for Call of Duty to come out and just buy that. Like fucking who cares?
Cock of duty.
Cock of Duty.
It'll probably be
That's why I get my
$26.99 for Ultimate. Says Mental 9R. That's crazy.
That's
It
insane.
says
dude.
in well, it's so the first email
Wow.
actually came from someone in Canada, and on their email it says $22.99
Is that for Ultimate
tax.
or for
for
I think that's
Ultimate. It's
standard.
saying.
Yeah.
Oh, but then
Yeah.
tax.
But then tax.
Yeah, so he's
So
probably
this
right.
is someone from Canada because actually they actually tweeted at Wario this email just before all the stuff went like live. I think I sent you guys a
It was
screenshot. as
probably
soon
a
as I saw it.
leak.
It was from someone's
Microsoft.
email from Canada, and then it was like, I guess because it's like, oh, thanks for being a Game
Yeah,
Pass
some
Ultimate
random
member. We're
guy in
planning.
Canada got an email saying, "Hey, my Game Pass is going up."
Yeah.
if Wario was like, that's
Microsoft
not
just
true.
didn't leak that out at all, right?
Yeah, no, literally, like in here it says, "Thank you for being a member. We're planning to update our prices and to address
We're playing the fuck
changing market conditions." That's what they say in this email. This price change allows us to continue to bring you more value and great games. Blah blah
you.
blah blah.
Microsoft should mail that guy a dress.
You know what's not changing? Piracy. Woo!
Yeah, yeah.
Zero
It's
day.
always free. I like how the couple comments at first were like, "Are you sure this email's legit?" And then,
That's what I said. Like Wario's like, it's not true.
You could
the
see
guy
it.
made it up.
you could see it in the first reply. Are you sure this is true?
If you were gonna make it up, wouldn't you make it like $40 a month? Why would you be like, you're not gonna lie
Why
about
would you just-
$2?
Why would you just bring it up to like $3? Huh?
This is true.
Someone says, "Whoa, if they raise it above $20 USD, I'm going to cancel. I've had it since 2017 and weathered all the increases, but I just don't think it's worth it."
You know how much we
that
probably
guy must be
paid?
poor, huh? If he doesn't have the money. What happens when it goes to $40 a month? Am I going to
That's
hear
how
what a
long
great
gone.
value it is? And
Oh, it's
how-
only $20, Perry.
it's only an extra $20. Come on, guys.
Well, it's gone up 100% since it came out in 2017. It was $10. Now it's 20.
Phil
They raised it
Spencer needs to be
100%.
thrown
Was
out
it
of
really
fucking
$10
Xbox.
in 2017?
This needs
Yes,
to
when
end.
When
Yeah.
it launched, it was
The
$9.99 a
guy's
month.
he's been going crazy with this Xbox shit.
It was like how Netflix started. Netflix was like $7.99.
We need
Mhm.
somebody new in Xbox.
I remember when Netflix had the DVDs where they had to mail them in.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh,
Yeah, that
Uh,
was about a year ago, Fred, after they got rid of that.
yeah, I remember like back in, I want to say it was summer of 2010, or no, you know what it was? It was probably 2009. It was back when like you could do like, remember when you could have your avatars like watch a Netflix thing together?
Yeah,
Remember they
yeah,
added
yeah,
that? That was literally back when it was like $7.99.
Pac-Man.
Remember the good old days? That was like $7.99, $8.99 Netflix. You know what I mean? And then we've seen that go
Now
up.
Netflix is like $24.
$25 for 4K.
That's ridiculous.
And my dad paid like extra $6 because he doesn't want ads. He's
No.
He's like, I only can't do
So he
fucking
pays, like,
ads.
$30 a month?
$46?
He pays like the however much it is.
He
pays
probably
the
pays
full price.
$30 a
Bro,
month
with
because it's
Fios, you can
25.
download any
and then-
movie you want. I don't know, man. You gotta fix
Well, we
a lot of stuff
technically
on
we
that.
get Netflix for free technically
Oh, okay.
because of our Chrome
You
provider.
just said that he paid $40 a month for it. Now you're telling me it's free?
No, we get it for free, and then he paid like the extra $6 because he had to pay for the commercials.
Oh,
whatever
okay.
it is.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
because we get it for T-Mobile. That's why.
Yeah, I get Disney and stuff through Verizon still,
Yep.
so I don't
Yeah,
pay
yep.
for that.
True.
I can't type. He's
Yeah,
laughing.
Netflix is like the one thing that my household pays for. And then I think obviously YouTube TV, but that's expensive. That's gone up as it is. So what are you
My
gonna do?
Game Pass expired years ago, says Richard. What's the point when Steam games are always on sale for a few dollars? Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I love certain companies, including
No,
Crazy
you wrote
Bugs.
Campananis. Did you see that?
Campananis.
Hey, Campananis, huh?
Campananis, anti-piracy.
Don't ever say that again, Fred. Huge fan.
You know-
Scorpion chase at the beginning of the end. Yes, that was when you had the piracy measure. Yeah, but now the games just get cracked. Like,
Well, you know, speaking of piracy, so I own the game, so don't come after me. But Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, they made a ROM hack, and it runs at like beautiful 60 frames with like higher resolution on the actual Switch. But you have to have a
That's
jailbroken
amazing.
Switch. It's like, dude, how come these people can do stuff better than the developers? It's the
Dude,
same with
modders
Starfield.
are,
Because they actually
like,
give a
hire
shit.
them.
yeah, modders
Yeah.
are a literal lifesaver for a
Don't
lot of
worry,
this
play
stuff.
the Sarah McLachlan fucking music for the developers.
Nah, screw them, man.
While they're on their scooters eating the Chinese food.
In the arms of a cubicle, I am getting crushed
There you go.
by the crunch.
They're on the roof.
yeah,
of the van.
People are pirates like One Piece. One Piece, get out of here with that.
There's 1,000 episodes of that show.
Oh God, I can't. watch
Literally.
that
Pirates
shit.
like
saw-
Hook.
I
Yeah,
saw the
there you
fir-
go.
I saw the first season of One Piece, and then I
Oh,
couldn't follow
One-Eyed
it.
Willie.
I watched it when it aired.
You know who loves that show? Kenny Omega guy.
Yeah.
Oh, One Piece.
Yeah, he loves that. You didn't know that?
Yeah,
no,
I knew he was
can't
into
watch that
anime,
show.
so that doesn't surprise me. I remember he
It's
was
a lot of
mentioning some
episodes.
anime last time we were hanging out. But yeah, I mean, but back to there's always a way with, especially downloading stuff on a
RWK,
PC.
good night, buddy.
He's
Take
not
care,
leaving.
RWK.
He's making fun of Goodnight, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Good night, Campanani.
Because Cody
Yeah.
fell for it too.
Good night,
Come
Game
on,
Pass. Good night, Xbox Core.
Good night,
Xbox
Wawa.
Live.
Well,
yeah,
we're gonna say goodnight to Xbox when this shit's all said and done because it's the way it's going.
good night,
Yeah.
Xbox.
but I agree. I think if you can find stuff for free 99 or cheaper, like there's always ways to do that.
Listen, the games are fucking
so-
$70. They're broken, and developers are bitching and complaining while they're riding scooters and eating Chinese food. Crack the fucking game, play it, and enjoy it. All right, at this
Take
point,
whatever you can
Yeah.
because
get.
gaming
If you really-
is down the shitter.
But if you really think about it, like I really want to know the numbers of how many people actually know how to pirate correctly. Because if you think about it, it's probably such a small percentage
It
of,
is a small percentage.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
It's
why
it's
the
like
industry
people like
is
us.
thriving because everyone's buying these fucking games.
Exactly. Like people like us that are in the know.
And
like
you know
we
what?
know,
If the
but-
games are made correctly and they're made good and they're not broken, great. Buy the games. I buy the games. I cracked WWE 2K24.
Yeah.
Okay? But guess what? Amazon had it on sale for Steam for $79.99. The WrestleMania 40-year edition. I fucking bought it.
Yeah, you're a
Because
wrestling fan.
It was
I mean,
on sale for fucking PlayStation and Xbox at Target for $44. But then the season pass is $40. So I'm paying $85 when I got a $5 cheaper on PC and it
Yeah,
comes with all that shit.
There's nothing wrong with trying before you buy. There's nothing wrong.
No, there
with
isn't,
that.
especially today.
Yeah.
Because guess
So-
what? You buy, you try, and then you get fucked.
Yeah, like Perry said, we've all rented games from our past. Like that's a big part of our childhood. We didn't have money to buy games every month, let alone every 6 months. So sometimes you got to rent, and it was perfectly fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
So,
And
I have a number for you, actually, Anthony. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh, go ahead.
There's actually a number about pirated people, like pirating.
Oh,
like,
sure, go
games
ahead.
stuff.
yeah,
So
Pirate
most recent
people.
pirate people, yes.
Arr.
So most recent surveys suggest that 1 to 10 gamers have illegally downloaded or played a pirated game in the past 3 months. This was in 2023. There are an estimated 141 billion visits to online piracy websites, which is about 386 million visits per day.
well, that's also including movies and
Yeah,
stuff
movies
too.
and
For
that.
games, I feel like that might be a different animal because you got to
different
have a
thing, yeah.
PC to run it. Like movies, you could have a crappy PC but still go on a torrent site and grab a movie, right, or an
Yeah,
album.
right.
So I guess it's kind of skewed within that, but I mean, still, I think, yeah, how easy it is. But you know, we see some of these sites go down, man, too. So we've also had a bit, you know, we've seen that happen with some of these.
That's why it's
sites,
good to
you know.
have, like Amazon had the game on sale. So, and Green Man
Mhm.
Gaming was the same price, but I had to type in all these codes and shit and CD keys.
Yeah,
It was on Amazon. I just said fucking buy it. It's in my Amazon account.
and you
1, 2,
usually know
3,
how long it
activate
takes for those games to drop because they always come out the same time of year. They always eventually drop, you know, with the season pass.
I
after-
overpaid for it, but I said fuck it. I just want to.
Hey, you really wanted the game. That's fine.
Yeah, and again, you're a wrestling fan.
I'm
you know what
tired
I mean?
of cracking the game every fucking. Like, if I want to play it on another computer, I have to bring the ISO file and do that. I'm done with that shit. It's in my Steam
Yeah.
library. I go to another computer. I just download it from Steam.
Yeah, if
Right,
you want to
good.
try it on one PC just to try
But
it,
the game
and
was
then-
$130 when it came out, so I said, "Fuck it, I'll try before I buy." I tried it. I bought it.
there's properties that we're always
So-
going to put money into, you know. So I think waiting for something like that it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like,
You
I
brought up
think
another good point too
Today
with CD
is
keys.
yeah, CD keys.
try
Yeah,
before you buy is the way to go.
yeah. You don't know what you're getting. You know, we've been burned so many times this gen. We literally lost count. I couldn't even tell you. I can't even tell you in the
Games
past.
are only coming out shittier too.
Yeah. So
Not every
it's
game,
just
but a majority of them are.
like Perry said, it's kind of like voting with your wallet in a way, because if you try it and then you don't want to buy the game, then that's it. You know what I mean? Even if we don't make a dip in that sea of, you know, people that are buying into it, it's still just like we have to. And then I guess it goes beyond that too. Like not just voting with your wallet, but just again voicing your opinion online. Not that, like what Perry was saying, not that anybody important is going to watch this and be like, "Oh, we're from Xbox, we're going to listen to you guys." No, we don't expect that, but we're just
You're
trying to be
listening to
honest.
this here. Listen to that.
Exactly.
This is called sign language. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone
it's,
speaks that language.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just we're trying to be just an honest, genuine
We
voice
had
out
an
there.
Xbox executive follow us because he thought we were gonna kiss their butts on X, and then they fucking turn around and stop following us. They probably saw one episode and we were cursing them out.
Yeah, it's just
This
we're
is
not
what
going to
they
dance.
do, right? They follow you and then they slide in your DMs like, "Hey,
Yeah, but hey,
wanna
I'm a
have
fan,
sex with
man.
Phil Spencer, baby." And they're like, "No, thanks."
Yeah, we're not going to try to dance to a tune just to please them. We're not going to sell out to just get information. I think that's very, very silly. And like Perry said, it shows on these channels that give into it instead of like actually getting a panel together of all those Xbox guys to really question the state of things, which is what they should be doing. They're just going to keep going on their own shows saying, "Oh, well, we got to stay positive about this now." Or
PlayStation did it.
yeah, like point the finger at PlayStation, point the finger at whoever. It's just like, it's tiring.
Will there be a Capcom cinematic universe? No. Who is
Oh, snap.
Oh.
It's Mental.
We have a guest.
Mental has entered the
this?
building.
He's insane.
He's
What is
enraged.
happening?
Yo,
Enraged. That's strong.
He's seething.
Mental's going to be the chillest
Seething
one out
mad.
of the bunch right now.
I am
We're all gonna be-
freaking angry. Not
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no worries. I thought I'd pop in for a bit.
Yeah. Well, thanks for not leaving after hearing us scream and yell for the last 2 hours or however long we've been.
Well, truth be told, I just started listening to you guys a little while ago. But,
Okay.
The topic's relevant.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Bryant says, "Who is Mental? He created Resident Evil 4 remake. He was the director of that."
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on,
for sure.
Brian. You should know.
So you
Mental.
must
Come on.
speak fluent Japanese then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's my first language, actually.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He hides it very well.
Actually-
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm good at
Just
throwing on a
guys.
Canadian accent.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to plug your channel in the chat right now so everyone can
I
find
appreciate that. Appreciate
you.
that.
There you go.
Yep.
So,
This is who.
Mental 9R, what are your thoughts so far?
On the whole Xbox crap, you mean? The price
Yeah.
increases?
This is
I mean,
insane.
exactly what I tweeted. Like, it's got to a point now. I was already at the point where I was thinking, because I'm paying for 2 Ultimate subscriptions, right?
Right.
My kids share one, and then I have one that occasionally my wife uses as well. And that's the problem. I was waiting for a family plan, right? That would make things more affordable. I wasn't waiting for the price to go up. And I'm expecting $27 per. That's $54 a month. I can buy a lot of games
Yeah, that's crazy.
at 54 a
that's
month. Yeah,
insane.
like, and I don't suffer. I don't suffer from FOMO. So for me, I don't mind sitting around till the games are on sale, especially single player stuff, right? And frankly, that's most of what I play now is single player. I don't do the multiplayer like I used to, and anything I play, like I'll play Halo. It's free to play, and why do I need to spend big money on games? I just don't.
It's the discipline from the PC Master Race. Just so
Well,
many
sure,
games to
right?
play
Like-
on there, and you can wait. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, we don't generally. I mean, most guys I know that play on PC just don't. They don't suffer from FOMO. One of my shows that I did with my buddy there, we were talking about this stuff. I could play for years without buying another game.
Yeah.
I don't need to buy anything. My backlog's ridiculous. I mean, you guys probably saw the articles. $19 billion spent in Steam for games that people don't play.
I'm one of them.
Yeah,
Just bought
Lon
games when they're on
Lon
sale
TV
and
did a
play.
video about that. I don't know if you watch that guy. Me and Perry watch him. He did a video where you could go on and see how much you spent on games you never launched on Steam.
Wow.
Like personally.
I gotta
Oh,
do
really?
that.
Yeah,
Cool.
Lon.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got a video coming Monday where we talk, or Saturday, where we talk a bit about that. And we've already recorded it. It'll be released Saturday morning. But
Nice. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, it's insane. Like I own probably somewhere around 400 games on Steam. It's not a massive library, but it's, a decent size. And I think I have at least probably 250 that I've not played,
Yeah.
We're
So
probably
it
right
kind
there
of
with
leads.
you
Content out
somewhere.
there.
So
you
Steam
know,
sales,
it really adds
just
up.
add them to your library, and
Yeah.
I'll get to that at some point. It was only a couple bucks, and then
Well, that's what happens. Yeah, it's
10
like a
years
dollar
later,
or
I haven't
two.
launched half of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's crazy, actually. I mean, the more I look at it, and then I bought a whole bunch on this last Steam sale too, because I need more.
Yeah.
You
Oh, you
never
never
have
know when
enough
you're going to
See
want
a
to
good
play
price.
something.
Yeah, if you see a good price, you're like, yeah, I'll spend the extra
That's
coin.
really what it is too. Like you
Yeah.
never know.
Well,
It's a good deal. You don't know when you'll want to play it, but you definitely want to check it out. And you don't know if it'll
Yeah,
get
like-
delisted and all this other stuff. So
most of them are around $10, right? Like one thing that I did do, and if you watched my last video, I'm complaining about Ubisoft because I hate that freaking Ubisoft Connect launcher, right?
too.
It's just
It's
trash.
terrible.
Absolute trash. And so I purchased a bunch of Ubisoft games that I already owned, but I bought them for Steam.
Because it's worth it. It's worth it to not open that
Yeah.
thing. To be
Yeah.
honest.
well,
Well, the
Ubisoft.
fact that I would get logged out constantly, I could even have the app shut off, like quit. I can quit the app, have it completely closed, but because I logged in Steam, the next time I open that Ubisoft app, I got to log in again.
Yeah.
I'd literally have to shut down my PC to avoid that login prompt. Like, how frickin' stupid is that? It's just trash.
That is
I
ridiculous.
gave up you playing
Yeah.
Origin because the accounts kept getting hacked by like Russian guys,
Yeah,
and
that
they would
happened to me
change the
too.
birthday and all the text was in Russian. I'm like, I'm done. Like, just keep the games. I'll play these games on console or something.
Yeah. And I mean, having them on Steam is nice because they just seamlessly work on my Steam Deck.
Yep.
That's a bonus too. I mean, I don't know. I think honestly with this crap, if I do buy Game Pass at all, it'll be just the PC version. I'll buy it for the month for the game that I want to play or try. And, then later I'll buy it on Steam when it's in the cheap bin, right?
Yeah.
That tends to be how I do it. I don't care that much. I mean, I'll wait a year. I'll wait 2 years. I'll wait for PlayStation games to come to Steam. And then I'll wait another year till they're in the cheap bin, right? It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
It's the way to go. Smart way to go,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, like we do that backlogs and replay segment, but you know what? I think I'm going to change it to like bargain gaming or something like that and just spread the message about ditching FOMO and waiting because half these games aren't worth the money at launch anyway. It takes them a year to actually work properly.
Yeah, we've seen that a
They're
lot.
they're half
Especially
price
last
in like
year.
Sure.
in like 3 months they go to half price. Sometimes
Not
Yeah.
even, Frank. Sometimes
Oh,
after the first couple
exactly.
of weeks.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
It's
it's
getting
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's a very different kind of shift when you see a lot of these just services in general, even outside of just Game Pass. Just like we were just saying before we jumped in here, like the pricing of the just subscription services in general. It's kind of piling on, and the bubble's already kind of bursted for the services for content as far as like TV and movies. So now it's just like, yeah, it really does kind of feel like it's all just kind of falling in on itself. And a lot of these price hikes, while they seem inevitable and we could see them coming a mile away sometimes, it's still just like, man, like, we don't really catch a break. And then we're also just getting a bunch of different information, not really straightforward answers. And yeah, it's just a very strange, tricky thing to navigate because everything else already costs a lot that we're paying monthly for, on top of
Oh,
our
yeah.
just normal bills and everything else.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I mean, I don't need to spend 50 plus bucks a month. I already told my kids like they don't play enough variety of games. They play the same 3 games. I'll just buy those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and be done with it. Yeah.
Yeah, be done with it, right? Like they're not exactly experimenting a lot with Game Pass. My son does a little bit every now and then, and my daughter does a little bit every now and then, but the bulk of the stuff they play, it's either not in Game Pass or it would cost me a few bucks one time. So as
Mhm.
soon as I'm paid up for a while, like I think my Ultimate runs out sometime early next year. Theirs is somewhere closer to the end of next year, I think. And when that's done, it's done.
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah, I just don't care.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I know.
It's sad that
Go ahead.
you're saying you don't care because Xbox was such a great brand, you know? It was fun to get this stuff. Hey, you know, even to get a subscription, it was fun. You know what I mean? Like, wow,
Yeah.
I get access to all their content and all this other stuff they're going to put in. It was exciting. It's just not that anymore because I don't think the company knows what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, no, you're 100% correct. I don't think they know what they're doing either.
Yeah, it's
I
messed
think
up.
they can't seem to figure it out.
The fan base wants it, and they don't know how to deliver it properly. And I think that's the real frustration here at the end of the day.
Yeah, because we're
no,
still
you're
excited
not wrong.
for everything they showed. You know, the showcase was very well done. I'm still very excited to see
It's a great
those
showcase.
games
One
come
E3.
out. But like, I don't think I'll be playing Gears on a console. I think I'll be playing it on PC immediately. So I think that will be like one of,
Oh yeah,
at least for me, that will be like my first like.
yeah,
Well, Gears 4, I jumped on PC first because I didn't have an Xbox at the time. But this will be like the first time where I'm just like, I'm not even going to attempt it on the console. If I have the console and the PC option, I'm just going to jump on Gears day one, and just play it on PC, and hopefully it runs pretty good. But that's like what I'm really looking forward to out of the showcase. But and obviously Perfect Dark and stuff looks fantastic.
Yeah,
And again,
that's gonna be
PC,
fantastic
it's
on
like
PC.
just going to jump on that because yeah, I just think that they're already kind of hitting a wall with the Series X as far as like what we were promised and what they're delivering on. So
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean the showcase was great. The best part about it is they're all coming to PC where you can just wait a bit and pick them up on gg.deals and save yourself a butt ton of money. That's how I'm going to do it going forward. I don't know. Gaming's a pretty expensive hobby. It's going to take something pretty special for me to buy it at launch. And even then, like the pre-order stuff, you can't trust what the product's going to be in the end. So pre-orders are out, and very rare that I'll buy something at launch.
Remember when pre-orders on like the 360? Like it was fun. You pre-ordered a game, and the game was just great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
remember awesome
that
demos?
or lining up on release night at GameStop or whatever.
The midnight
being
release
out
of
there.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, those are warm
Oh,
memories.
yeah. I love
The
them.
Halo
Yeah.
ODST one for me was one of my favorite memories because they had this Halo
Oh,
tournament on
yeah.
this big ass projector and everyone was playing
Oh, that's
Halo
awesome.
3 on it and stuff. It was like a big event, you know. It's like it just felt
Oh
like
yeah.
it's just it wasn't even that long ago, but it seems so ancient ago compared to like, you know, what we're seeing now, like the progression of things with, you know, just technology and obviously
Yeah.
not having to actually pick the stuff up at the store. But yeah, it was special for those special games that felt full and complete still during that time. And that was still in an era where they could have updated some stuff later, or they could have just fixed some stuff because that was still in that in between. But it just felt a lot more special with those releases for sure.
I remember me and my dad would it was like the MW3 midnight release or something like that. We waited there for like maybe 3 hours online to get the game, and it was
Yeah.
just like it was hell. My dad was complaining the whole time. I mean,
I'm
it's like,
still
why the
mad at
hell-
you
it
to
was like-
this day.
It was like, why the hell did you bring me here?
Yeah, he had to go with us for the Resident Evil 5 one, and you know, but that was back when he didn't mind standing for long, and then nowadays he'd be
Yeah.
like, nah, screw that. But
Oh, my dad would be like, "No, I got work in the morning. We ain't
Yeah,
going to this."
but the
Go
thing is
myself.
that it worked because he would get his copy. So it's like, you know, I'm there to get my RE5 copy, but he wanted one for the PS3. And then little did he know when he went home, his PS3 was gonna not work on the discs anymore. The Blu-ray drive was busted, but that's a whole other thing that we've
man.
said on the podcast a million times. But yeah, it's just those are just fun memories I'll never forget.
Oh, yeah.
Those midnight releases.
RWK
Yeah,
88
no,
with a $1.99 super chat. I will have paid Xbox $1 million for Fable before Fable releases on Game Pass. Well, I guess we all did.
Well,
Go ahead,
I
Matthew.
guess so. The you know, hurry up and wait for that release, right? So yeah, all this time we finally got something at least. But
yeah. No, I the midnight releases were pretty fun back in the
Oh,
day,
yeah.
just standing in line. Did that for more than a couple games, but primarily Halo, to be honest. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I was out Halo 2. I actually bought my console at the same time because I'd played Halo 1 on PC. I don't know if you guys remember, but they released it on PC after, I don't know, a year or two. And I'd played it there. And man, that game, that took some decent hardware to play back in the day.
Didn't you have that,
But
Frank?
I had it on PC. So my friend had it on Xbox and I played it and I waited. I was like, "Oh man, I want this game so bad." And then it finally came to PC, so I played it on PC. And I before I even had an
yeah,
Xbox, I was playing it. And it was cool cuz you
yeah,
could use the fuel rod cannon in the PC version where you couldn't on the Xbox version. So, and I even played online and stuff.
yeah.
It was amazing back then.
Yeah, it was fun, and then that's what prompted me to buy the Xbox to get the Halo 2. And I mean, of course, that type of nostalgia is gone now. But Halo 3 stood in line, ODST stood in line, Halo 4 stood in line. My buddy picked up the Halo 4 limited edition console that night. We were out there standing there waiting to get in the store, and it was good times. Lots of fun.
Oh, yeah. I wish they brought them back. I wish they had the midnight releases again. Well, at least they have to have good games with midnight releases.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have good games, Fred.
What are they going to give you? A code
Yeah.
on a receipt? There's nothing to buy.
Well, yeah, that's it, right? I don't know. I'm still picking up. Like I picked up Forza Horizon 3 and 4
Right.
and Death Stranding on disc just on the weekend.
Nice.
Went with my daughter and we picked up a few games. They're $10 each. That's not bad. So just building a bit of a disc library. Why I don't know. Just for the hell of it, right?
Hey, it's
That's
just
okay.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still buy my Switch games physical, so
I bought Modern Warfare 3 on physically.
What do you buy?
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 3 physically.
Oh, Modern Warfare 3.
that's so
right.
stupid. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I bought like every Call of Duty like physical so far.
Cool. I will say this. I'd never seen Death Stranding on a PS4. It's probably the best looking game of that generation.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive. Like, it's amazing what they got out of that system. I mean, it looks fantastic on PC. I've seen it on PC, of course, but and it plays really well on the Steam Deck too, surprisingly. But I guess not surprisingly, because you look at it on a PlayStation 4, right? And pretty much anything that plays well and looks good on last gen, it plays great on Steam Deck. You know, you usually have no problem getting 60 frames per second on your Steam Deck.
That's cool. I gotta check that out on there.
Yeah. I love my Steam Deck, man. I gotta say, like, I can't, like, Steam Deck 2 is gonna be pretty awesome. That'll probably be the only console I buy next gen, if you can call it a console. Would be
Yeah, I
Steam
can't
Deck
wait for
2.
the new Steam Deck. That'll be awesome.
I just wish
Yeah,
it had a little more power. That's why that would probably be better than the
And-
next one.
I'm sure that the second
Yeah.
one will have power. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope that Valve builds a console, like an actual dedicated piece of hardware that they just, revive the Steam machine, but in a console that competes well with Xbox and PlayStation. That would be what I'd buy. I wouldn't bother with anything else.
He would kill it with that completely.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
like
awesome.
you look at what they did with the Steam Deck and just apply those same learnings and put it in a small form factor, like even if it's a mini ITX form factor and it's, in terms of PCs, little bigger than the current consoles, wouldn't be a problem.
Right.
They could build something that would be just awesome. That'd be fun.
Fred Stranding? What's that? The only midnight release you're getting, Fred, is released from jail? What?
What the heck?
You have to wait till like 6 or 7 in the morning, I think. They can't just
What am I getting arrested for?
for buying Call of Duty on disc, stupid.
I'm sorry.
I have a few Call of Duties on disc.
I think I do too. Some of the
I
older
bought all
ones.
of them because I'm stupid.
Yeah, like I've
keep
got
on
like the
buying it.
Black Ops 1 and 2 from
Yeah.
Xbox
Oh, yep,
360 and
yep.
I have those.
few others like World at War, I think it was
I think I
called.
have like a combo pack. I forgot what the combo pack was called. It was like a combo pack or something like that. It was
Hmm.
like with like the Black Ops games. I think I forgot what it was called.
Hey,
but
that's
it was
worth
a
money.
lot.
Yeah, that is.
Is it really
Yeah.
You can sell for about $60. Well,
Cool.
sealed.
Heard-
I don't think it's sealed.
Used
though.
it
He
goes for
opened
like
it,
40.
scratched them, like put drinks on top of them as coasters.
So there'll be more money then.
Yeah, it's
Special Fred
nicely
edition.
It's broken in.
I'll
Yeah.
dip it. I'll dip it in blue milk.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's
jeez.
probably what caused disc rot. Like that was the disc 0 that caused disc rot.
Wait for it to harden, then sign it with your
Oh,
finger.
Exactly.
What if the blue milk hardened like magic shell? Like, how nasty that would be.
That's nasty.
Like a
Like it
coating.
did in the bottom. Like it did in the bottom of my freaking cup that I drank out of. Like when I
That
was-
should show you everything you need to know that your cup turned blue from that permanently.
Yeah,
Oh man.
and I drank
Disgusting.
like almost a half a gallon of that stuff.
Your insides are blue.
Yeah, literally.
It dyed blue forever. It's like I'm a
Star,
Smurf.
Star Wars has ruined you.
Man,
Damn Star
that's
Wars.
brilliant.
Yeah, yeah, man. What were we saying? What is this? What is RWK saying? Fred almost got thrown in jail at a midnight launch.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what he's saying when he's typing.
I don't
in
know
there.
what he was. I don't know. We don't know what he's saying.
I remember towards the end though when I think it was right around like it was like 2012 or 2013 was one of my last midnight launches, and it was like, you know, RE6 I think was one of them,
Oh, man.
and there was like maybe 6 people, 7, and like 4 of them were there for NBA because that was coming out the same night. And I was just like, this is sad, because RE5 it was like a line like down, you know, the block kind of deal, and then this was just like nobody, and I was like, uh-oh, this doesn't look good.
Me and Perry went all the way up to like 2017, 2018, I think. Because I remember we were there for Wolfenstein 2. That was like 2017.
I was with you
Yeah.
guys for one of them. I forget what it was. One
It
of
was
them at Best
Halo
Buy.
5, I think. Or no, Halo.
That was 2015.
No,
What
it
came
wasn't
out-
Halo. Was it the
Remember-
Switch?
I thought it was the Switch. That would have
Yeah.
because I'm
I
pretty sure
kept
that was
out
the
the
last
Switch.
one I went to. Like, was with you guys.
Well, what came out the same day as Wolfenstein 2? Because I got that and we got something else. Remember we bought like 3 different games that night?
Yeah.
It
Because
was
everything kind of came out the same day.
I know WWE and Halo 5 came out the same night.
Oh, I'll tell you. It was October 27th, 2017. So
When
what
did
other
they-
games came out that day?
When did they stop midnight releases? When was that thing?
I
When did
think
they stop
the
that?
picnic was
Yeah, it was part of the picnic.
100%
Okay.
done.
Yeah, that was.
Oh,
that was
Mario
done.
Odyssey
Probably
was the
was, yeah.
same night as Wolfenstein. We got that too.
So
Remember?
I worked like a midnight launch at Best Buy. It was for like the Skyrim remaster or whatever, and they asked if I wanted to
yeah.
work it, and that was right around the time just before that was 2016, I think. But that was just before they started to do like the 9 o'clock releases, where they're like, no, we're not going to do midnight. We're just going to do 9 p.m. And that was like a thing. And then Best Buy did it, GameStop did it, and Walmart. They, you know, even if you went in there late at night, you couldn't find anybody to get you a game anyway. Back when they were 24 hours. So, yeah, I just remember that when I was from a Best Buy standpoint, they're like, oh yeah, we're moving to 9 p.m. And I'm like, okay. So that was the thing. And then they stopped. Like you said, the picnic came and that was it. Then at that point you're just getting everything digital. So they were like, we're done. It's over.
Me and my friend camped out at Target, like outside of Target for like the Switch to come out. Like we camped there like overnight.
Yeah, I had to before I worked at Best Buy, Frank thankfully was at Best Buy working there at the time and checked the quantity of consoles for the PS4 at my Best Buy like closest to me, and I was able to stay. I was there at like maybe 1 or 2 p.m. until midnight, and I got a ticket,
man.
thankfully. So it was cold. It was November.
Oh yeah.
And it was,
Yep.
you know, it was just to get my dad a console because that's what he wanted for Christmas. So, you know, we were able to get him that. But, you know, again, it was just, that was towards the tail end. But yeah, consoles were like the last like big thing where people,
Yeah.
like, I think, like, I don't know. Do you think now if, you know, let's say in a few years, right, these consoles come out, we're not in a picnic, let's just say, do you think they're still going to do physical releases for these consoles? Like, what do you guys think, honestly? Like, for the PS6, for the new Xbox, like, do
is
you
already
think?
all digital.
Do you
so
think
it
you know?
depends on what they're
Do
doing.
do we still live in a world where that could happen, where people like the stores will
They'll
allow
probably
that?
just have pre-orders and that's it. Like for the new Switch, you're not gonna have people lining up and like hoping to get
I
a
don't think
ticket.
that's going to happen yet because the stores are, they're weighing down on physical stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not open like that late either. They're like not doing that anymore.
Yeah, they're like, we're not going to pay these guys to stay here
Yeah, no.
like later. These
You might
employees.
get like a GameStop midnight release for the new Switch, maybe if even, but I
They're
doubt
still
it.
in business by then.
No, I never
Yeah.
worked for Geek Squad. I never did Zomulus. I knew people that worked in Geek Squad. I never worked in Geek Squad.
I did
was-
for a little,
Yeah,
for a little while.
Yeah.
You want to tell Mental what your experience was in Geek Squad?
There's a lot of bad experiences at Geek Squad, just because people are nasty, man.
Yeah, you got to handle people's personal belongings. You don't know what they searched up.
First of all, somebody asked me for microwave office, which I don't even know how you do that. Then one time we opened at 10 back then because I stopped working there in like 2013. So this was years ago. We opened at 10 o'clock. Dude comes running up to the counter insanely fast. And he has his tablet and he just goes, you fix. And it was frozen on porn. And I was like, oh no, like I do not want to touch this. So I like got gloves and I brought it to the back and I literally just hard reset it and it worked. And I was like, here, just take it. Like I didn't even charge him because I was not messing with that. There's tons of stuff. We got computers with roaches in them and they'd have to call the people and be like, come pick this up because we can't work on it. Like it was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
It never seemed like a good time
Gross.
from where my store was too.
It wasn't
like
a good time.
Just never a good time. Like that was.
And that was when Windows 8 was out, so everyone would complain. We had to have classes to show people how to use 8 because they didn't have 8.1 yet. It was horrible.
They used to have the Windows guy
see.
always having. They would always have classes in like the mornings before we would open, and it would be a bunch of older people, trying to learn.
We had mandatory tutorials when they would buy a computer. Be like, oh, you got to go up to Geek Squad because they knew that you'd come back and not know how to use the computer.
Yeah, they're
horrible.
almost taking advantage of people that don't have the knowledge, which is definitely that's like a salesperson 101 tactic. But that's just the way some of that's scuzzy, that's why some of these stores aren't lasting. And now with, all these memberships you got to pay. There's the Best Buy, like premium membership. And then there's Total Tech. It's all separate now.
Why is there so many memberships?
So the Best Buy Elite thing,
Sam's Club and BJ's is bad enough. Why do I have to pay that?
Talk about subscription services. You got to pay an arm and a leg just to get any deals in these stores. It's crazy.
You get the GameStop. What was that? The warranty program? What the hell that thing is?
That is a bunch of BS, man.
Like,
yeah,
bullshit.
It was like $7 a month to protect your games, or $8.
You know what?
$9.99 a month.
That reminds me. I didn't even tell you guys this. So I was at like the weirdest GameStop ever in another town recently because I was up there for something else, and I was like, let me stop in and see if they have. I wanted the Move controllers because I got the PSVR, so I was like, let me just see if they have them for cheap.
I have them.
I should have got them from you, but I was there, so I was like, whatever. But so I bought that, and I bought another game. The game was like $3. It was like a VR game. I forget. I don't even know what game it was. And the guy put the warranty on the game for $1. And I was like, hey, I don't want the warranty. And he's like, oh, that's just how they're doing it now. He's like, the price is rolled into this. And I was like, nah, it's not. Like, it says this much money. And then finally he took it off. Like,
no.
And he was,
you can't do that to people.
Some guy went in there while I was in there and I overheard them. And he was like, the kid was like, oh, I have a Xbox One S. Is that like the newest one? And the guy's like, no, you need the Series X. And he's like, oh, is there anything else I can get? Or is it just that? And he's like, no, that's it. He didn't even tell them about the Series S. Like they're terrible on there.
Wow, that's terrible, man.
Yeah, probably try to tell them to top down sell. And it's like, you can do that. But if your customer asks for another option, they would always tell us at Best Buy, like, start at the top, right? And then work your way down. But not everybody wants to see a fucking OLED for $3,500 when they walk into Best Buy. Like, some people don't have that coin. I'll show you the best of the three, but it's like, like some people are just like, oh, like, that's it. Like, that's the only one. And then
he didn't want to be there, so that was probably part of it. He was like just a really nasty guy. I was like, thank God I don't ever have to come here.
Yeah, just a really bad vibe in those GameStops.
Do you blame him?
I'd be pissed too. And it was in a dead mall, a very dead mall.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
So,
but like people can see on usually like the little tablet that they have on the end that you like tap your card or whatever. Like it says, you couldn't, even if I tried, I couldn't sneak a Geek Squad protection. Like most of the
tried
time,
to sneak
nobody.
it, but I saw it
Yeah.
right there. I'm like, hey, I don't want that. Like this game is $4. Like,
Yeah,
why would I
like,
want that?
You think people aren't going to check the receipts? Like even if the transaction went through, do you think like the person's not going to be like, yo, I want my like money
Isn't
back?
that like illegal to do that or something like that?
Mhm.
Isn't
I
that,
mean,
like,
you're
illegal?
not.
Yeah.
You
But he
can't
probably thinks no one's gonna catch on. There's a lot of hicks in that town, so they probably figure like
Where
I'm
was
just
it?
being honest. Kingston. Across the
Kofi
river.
Kingston?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
It-
I know
it's
never
just
to go to that
not,
one again.
Yeah, that's just so. That's
That's
just
the
them
way we
trying
do it.
to.
It's like, no,
How
you got
long
sticker
ago-
price. It's a New
He
York
said-
law.
No, he goes, that's how they do it now. They're rolling it into the price. Like he made up this whole
Well,
thing.
then
I'm
be
like,
like, that's not
rolling
how
it
I do it.
into the
Refund me.
price.
yeah.
Yeah, like imagine if I scanned a TV and I put on like the $130 thing, and I'm like, oh, sorry, man, they're rolling it into the price. Like,
Put a whole bunch
But
of
see-
subscriptions on there for him.
Yeah.
Like, how is he gonna tell me? Like, well,
Ugh.
wouldn't I be like, why is the price different? It's not rolled in. It costs extra. Like, I'm paying more money than I would have paid without it.
yeah,
How is that
exactly.
rolled? He
The-
was
the
making
one-
it sound like you have to get it.
yeah,
Like, no.
like the one thing that
That's
I hated
terrible.
about what
Brutal.
Best Buy would always do is they would always run promotions, right? So when you would like get a TV or get something that's over a certain price, it would come with like 30 days of Sling for free, and it always went on the transaction, but it went on as 00. But I would have customers thinking that I was trying to put stuff on there, and I'm like, no, it comes
Yeah.
with like it's just a promotion that Best Buy is running. Like you don't have to sign up; it just has like a link if
They
you
used to
want to
tell
like,
me,
sign
what
up.
the hell is Shutterfly? Get that
Yeah,
off
yeah.
there. I'm like, it's free.
Shutterfly.
All that stuff. Yeah, it was like Sling or like Sirius, like a free like trial. If it was like a radio, I was ringing up and I'm like, you don't have to do this. Like this is just like I
You know
can't
who
take
does
it off.
that?
Get
You
that
know?
off.
The iPhone does that. It bakes it into the settings,
Yeah.
and it goes your subscriptions. Like, hey, you have a free trial for this, and that. Redeem them now. Like it's just baked into the phone.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing
Crazy.
you can really do to remove it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that just reminded me of that. Where like sometimes people would be like, "Hey," and I'm like, "I didn't do anything. Like this is just part of it. It didn't add to your total. I mean, look at the receipt, you know." But
10
yeah,
Nintendo consoles, 9 PlayStations, 16 Sega consoles, 18 Xboxes.
What the
Well, maybe
hell?
half of them were. Well, Axel has he's kind of in the biz, Frank,
Oh, okay.
and he's inventorying out the consoles that he's got, and those are all they all need to be repaired.
Said half of them.
Half of them, he said.
What kind of Xboxes do you have? What kind of Nintendo consoles?
He's trying to make it in the biz. Maybe
Yeah, I was
we
gonna
could put in
say,
a good
yeah.
word for him.
I
Put
think
a
he's
good
trying to get out of the biz as far as consoles are concerned.
I mean, it looks like it if he's ready to unpack some of that stuff.
16 Sega consoles? Which Sega consoles are those?
Probably Genesis, because
crazy.
I was finding them like crazy like 10 years ago. Not anymore.
I have a ton of broken Genesis consoles downstairs.
Yeah. They used to be all over the place.
Now,
Various issues. I just gotta find time to get to them. Go ahead.
Oh no, he said OG Xbox and 360s. Oh,
And they're broken. Half of them
Here-
are working.
Harry might be interested in some of that.
Are any of them
What did you do to them?
Yeah, but the shipping. If you're gonna pay shipping, Anthony, go ahead. No,
yeah,
how
it's
heavy
gonna
those
cost
things
a
are.
fortune to ship
Oh
them.
no, yeah, that's I'm good on that. I don't need a console
I
that
think
bad.
each original Xbox is what, £8 or something?
Yeah.
Aren't they around that?
Yep. Big boys.
Back from the dead. What's
Back.
up?
What's
Yo.
up, back?
He's
What's
here.
up, dude?
Well, I know Perry also had something else you wanted to bring up with Xbox, right? Because you had a whole thing before this even happened. Before the news broke about the price increase, you had a whole runaround with the Fire Sticks and getting the Xbox app. Because if you guys may or may
I
not
did-
know, the
I did it
Xbox app is
too.
available. Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, they overnighted it. I was watching him do it, and I was like, "Yo, I'm ordering one of these." So
Oh, cool.
I got it, and I tried it out today, and it works good too.
So
So
I got a brand
Yeah,
new.
I was.
Go ahead.
I was just. I'm thinking I might pick one up when on Prime Day here next week.
They
So
are
Prime in
definitely
Canada.
worth it, especially with this little app, the Xbox app.
Yeah, it's maybe going to be less useful to me once I let my GPU run out, but
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
the big thing.
I'd still
If
like
we're
to try
all
it.
backing out of Game Pass Ultimate, essentially, these will essentially become irrelevant to us. But if someone else wants it, then you have the option because they're doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I want to try it more for the experiment than to actually use it regularly or anything like that. But
That's what I did. So I got this one from 2020, not compatible. And like you said, you mentioned this on Twitter, X, whatever the people want to call it. Hey, the Wi-Fi, and I'm like, it could be. I was gonna
yeah,
wire it though, but and then I'm thinking, yeah,
yeah,
but the Xbox One S is not Wi-Fi 6, or the Xbox One S, or just the Xbox One in general, and they let you do it anyway.
yeah.
They
It,
require
it may
you.
be CPU related too, right? Combination of both potentially.
Apparently, there's a third-party app that you sideload on here, but it's like $10 on the Amazon store, and it lets you do it. But I'm not paying $10
Okay.
extra. I'd rather just buy the stick.
That's good to
what I
know. You
did.
can do
Yeah.
it though. It's an option.
Yeah, but you see, they locked you out of it. The Microsoft Xbox themselves locked you out of the old sticks. So you need the new 2023 4K Max Fire Stick, which is right here. So I got one, and then, of course, the day after I ordered it, I did a trade-in, so it'd be $47. Of course, I'm doing a live stream, and Frank goes, "Hey, they're only $35." I'm like, "Come on, man!" With no trade-in,
They did an early Prime deal or whatever.
right? And if I just would have waited a few more hours, anyway,
Yeah.
runs fine. I did everything wired with the Ethernet adapter, and I had no issues. It graphically didn't look like fantastic. You could tell it was streaming, but
Right.
overall, it was a pretty good experience. The controller was like perfect. I didn't feel any latency. There is latency, but it's to the point where you don't feel it. I had fun with it. So
Cool.
it's definitely worth it if, like, I guess if you're going on vacation, but again, if you're going on vacation, what's your internet like?
Yeah, it's going to be spotty.
Hotels
Yeah.
don't have Ethernet anymore, which sucks, but
I did it wireless and it worked okay.
how was your experience wireless?
It wasn't bad. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there and play on it for 20 hours. It's in the kids' room, but I figured, hey, like, it wasn't that bad. I played Lucky's Tale, and I tried out Halo and stuff like that, but it was all right.
Yeah, for certain types of games, it's fine. Like I don't know that I'd want to be playing a Twitch shooter either with it, but at the same time, for your single player, third person, story driven, blah 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 type games, it's
Or
fine.
if you want to play Uno,
The only thing that sucks is you can't stream Minecraft on it, and the kids love Minecraft, so it's like, well,
Yeah.
that sucks. But there's other stuff. They need
Yeah.
she needed it in there anyway to watch stuff, so it's fine. I needed it anyway, but
Yeah, my kids play Minecraft, Roblox, and Brawlhalla, and that's about it.
Ooh, nice.
I love Brawlhalla. Play with my friends a lot.
I play xCloud on my phone over cellular, says Axel. It's okay. Yeah, I tried that back in the day, and it was pretty good.
I tried it a couple times. Yeah.
I never knew you could do that.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
No, I
It's
didn't know
actually
that.
pretty crazy. You could just have like Gears 5 on your phone, and it just looks
I
awesome.
blew my friends' minds like that. We were out somewhere, and I was like, "Look, I have Gears 5," and they're like, "What?"
Yeah.
That's
It is
funny.
killer. And you can just connect it to a controller, so it's awesome.
Well,
Wow.
Gears you could play with touch, which is really
Yeah.
hard to do. But hey, if you really wanted
it
to
can
do
be
it,
done.
you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
You
must be
guys
a
enjoy
nightmare. It must be a nightmare to do that.
Imagine trying to wall bounce and touchscreen controls. Oh man.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
watch my daughter using her Kishi all the time and playing on her phone, or just playing on her phone with touch screen. I don't know how she does that, but she
I can't
likes
do
it.
it either.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't play games
Yeah.
on my phone like that. I can't play games like this if you got hold sideways. I just can't. I
Yeah,
need like a
no.
regular controller.
I need a
Okay.
controller.
Yeah.
xCloud Cellular is good. 13 Genesis consoles, 2 CDs and 132X. Those are broken? The CDs.
What did you do to them? Every time he lost that Sonic, he smashed a Genesis. Damn it! Now I gotta buy another one.
He
One
said we were
Genesis down. That's
talking
2
about
Genesis down.
He said we were talking about the Postman for over 2 hours.
No,
Wait, what?
That's what
it was
Axel-
like a meme of the night, but
Oh,
No,
well,
he
yeah,
said it's my favorite movie, and we were talking about it for over 2 hours because I hate it so much.
we
Is there a
we were kind of talking about like just movies in general. Like we were just, it was kind of a more just like no news show, but we still like it's still hilarious. There's a
Is
lot
there
of
a
funny
post-
stuff we said in that.
Is there a Postman Steelbook?
No,
No, and never
not-
buy it.
just go take a rusty piece of metal from outside and put the disc on it, and you're good.
I was at Goodwill like maybe like last week. I was looking for that movie at Goodwill just to see for the fuck of it. Just 'cause-
I'm sure you'll find it. Just like how you could see so many Titanic double VHS tapes.
yeah, I wanted to bring it on stream just to be like funny. That's why.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
I
if they're
found it.
broken. I bought them at yard sale, so I don't remember if they work. You should see if they work, man, because those will go for money. The CDs and the 32X, you can get some decent money for those.
yeah, they're
Even
not cheap.
broken people are paying a couple $100 for that stuff. So, if I were you, double check it, make sure it works, and then
Yeah.
offload
It's probably
it.
it'll take a lot of time, but it'll be worth it once you know and once you like label the ones that are broken or need fixing. But I know it takes a lot of time. That's a lot of consoles to go through, but it's worth it when you know what you got.
Yeah, he's gonna definitely check that out.
Yeah, that's the Fire Stick stuff. I mean, that's it's cool you guys were able to try that out, and I guess if anybody is thinking about getting one on Prime Day, then that's a good time to grab that
Prime
stuff.
Day is next week.
I
Yeah,
believe
but they're
so.
on sale today,
Well,
Fred.
now.
I don't know
And-
why.
Most of the Amazon devices are the Fire tablets, the Fire sticks. They're all on sale right now.
But I don't have a 4K TV. Why do I need 4K? That would always be the response to because like it got to a point where when I used to have to sell to customers, like it would always say 4K, and even the standard ones were 4K, and they again think I'm trying to rip them off.
I saw a video on YouTube, and this guy was like, I don't need a Series X. I have an Xbox One X. It does 4K just fine. And I'm like, but it runs the games like crap.
Yeah, it's like it runs it so much
People
better.
think because it's 4K, it's like automatically like magic.
It's seal proof.
The lady,
Well,
It's like it's 4K, but it's outdated.
when I was at Best Buy, the lady told me, she came in, she said, my son said I need the Wi-Fi's. And I was like, oh, okay, so you need like a
Wi-Fi's.
router. And she was
The
like, no, he
Wi-Fi's.
said only to get the Wi-Fi's. I'm not getting anything else. And I was like, okay, you got to go over there. Like, I didn't even know what to do at that point. I'm like,
I've had someone say, "Does this TV come with Wi-Fi? Is this Wi-Fi?"
we fit.
Is it Wii Fit? Is there a Wii Fit trainer
Yeah.
on here? Is that
Yeah.
The Scream
Oh, okay,
Triology. That was my big claim to fame.
Oh yeah.
Cream Triology?
That's
That's
what
a
the
hard
lady
one to
asked
top.
for. It was Scream Triology on DVD. It's like
That's a very hard one to beat.
it's trilogy. No,
Lord of the Rings
they
trilogy.
asked me for the Sony PCP. I was like, it's PSP.
Sony makes their own brand of PCP.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you'll definitely be seeing some good graphics, but
Yeah.
Oh, you
How
always
you
see
think?
something.
There won't be dead pixels on that.
How do you think Astrobots was made?
Jeez.
But oh yeah, no, I see so the stick $24.99, and then the 4K Max is
you have to get the Max, I
$34.99.
think, right?
Max
Okay.
is what you need. Yeah, I mean, you could get the other one, but for the
Yeah,
extra
it's
$10,
still-
That's
I
not
can-
bad though for $35. That's not
If I
bad.
order now, I'll get one on Sunday, and it's still going on. It says
I
I'll
had
get
one
Prime
of-
Day deal.
I had one of the older 4Ks in the kids' room, the 4K stick, and it was slow as hell. This one's snappy, so it was worth the
Yeah.
upgrade.
This
For
says
sure.
I'll get mine.
gigs.
Yeah,
It says I'll get mine tomorrow. If I order it now, I'll get it tomorrow.
yeah, I got
Yes.
mine overnight.
The Amazon
took-
Center's right by our house, Fred. You didn't know that?
Oh yeah, that's true.
You were
You're right.
streaming at like 7:30, and I got it at like 12 o'clock today. Like it took like no time.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's great.
Get the
You know
Ethernet
what's
adapter, Fred.
you know what's actually killer?
Yeah.
is because my parents have a Roku Ultra, and I got that, and that thing's actually pretty
Yeah,
dope. I mean, as
I
far
have
as like
that.
how it runs, it just
I have that
runs.
down here too. I have one
Yeah.
of those too.
It just runs so well. They're not using it on a 4K TV. It's upstairs, but like, it's just it was cool because I was having problems mirroring my friend's laptop and on like the Sony TV settings, which obviously is Google interface, and I was trying to do that, and it just wasn't working. It kept picking up like my parents' Sony, which is like the new one, and of course like that shows up, but the 900E doesn't show up. So I grabbed the Roku Ultra, and it literally worked within seconds of like the mirroring. So that was cool.
Oh, yeah.
And your parents went
Faj
upstairs and were like, why
yogurt.
can't we watch TV?
Yeah, I actually had to like hurry up and reconnect it because I saw that they were about to go upstairs, and I was like, oh, hang on, let me.
Anthony, we can't watch
Yeah, they'd be
TV.
like, where is the unit? I don't know where the. Yeah.
My dad has his 4K streaming device on his Westinghouse TV. Don't worry about it.
Oh my
Westinghouse.
Did it go on fire?
Yeah.
They had to
What-
pull all the 100-inch Westinghouses because they were bursting into flames.
By the time I left Best Buy years ago, that's when they started to get the Westinghouse 4Ks, and I gave up. I was like, all right, guys, we got to pack it in. Like this isn't 4K. Like this is not 4K. This is
And my dad's like, "Oh, I love this TV. It's so great." I'm like, "Oh God, Dad."
yeah,
I
60
don't want-
hertz. First of all, 60
I want to
hertz
get my ass
4K.
kicked. That's why
Ugh,
I'm like,
60 hertz 4K makes me sick. Ugh, like if you're gonna spend the money, just get it over with already. You know what I mean? Just get the 120. You know, now it's.
Well, then
Now you got-
spot me for a C4 over here.
I know, right? That's dude. I know the
C4 isn't even out yet.
dude. The LG OLEDs are beautiful, but yeah, that'll be the next.
Yeah.
That'll be the like one day when this like finally goes. But my 900E is serving me okay, so I do want an OLED though one of these days.
I do like my TV
Yeah.
that's down here too. Even though it is a holiday TV, it's still like crap, but it looks good though. It does look good.
It's all right. You'll believe me. One day when you get off the 60 hertz 4K and you get to the other, you jump up, you're gonna be like, "What the hell was I missing?"
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's fine now.
I'm saving up to do it over the like maybe that's like my birthday present, like for later in the year. Maybe I'll buy something like that.
I mean, if you got like a 4K 43 inch or something for your space, like they're not that expensive, but like if you're gonna go or 49, I think usually comes in 120. Anything under is usually 60 hertz. It's like locked.
Right.
At least that's how it was with some of those old models, you know.
Yeah, I'll just look some stuff up, see what I can get.
Oh Jesus! I'm just
Oh,
reading the
yeah.
chat.
Any people
The
going nuts
fire.
on Twitter, Frank?
I've been
Was it
checking
Fanboy
every.
guys?
Faye?
I've been checking every so often, but I haven't seen anything
How
too
do you
crazy.
pronounce that yogurt? Actually, is it Faye?
No, it's Faj.
Is it Faj?
Yes.
I packed that crap out. I don't even know how to pronounce
It's
it.
trying to cause trouble in the chat, but it's Faj yogurt.
Yeah, the only thing I saw was people's initial replies of like, "This isn't true," you know, when they saw it.
It's only $3. God.
Nintendo is trending because they're making like a M-rated horror game now.
Are they?
They have a new IP that they're like mysteriously posting this like scary picture, and they're supposedly making an M-rated
Good.
horror game. So I guess you guys
Good.
will enjoy
I
that.
want to see that because
That'd be actually pretty cool.
I want to see them get edgy again. Because
I don't know what sparked them to do this, but I'll see what it is. I mean, it's pretty cool. So
Yeah,
Amio,
Hey.
EMIO, Amio.
yeah,
is
that's
rated
it.
is rated M for mature, strong themes of violence.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Self delete. I can't say the word, but I'll say self delete references, themes, cruelty, and yeah.
But I don't know where this came from. Like their official thing posted
This game's so out of left field.
Actually,
This is
that
the
does
last
kind of
thing I
look
thought-
creepy.
This is
It's
the
like-
last thing I thought they were post.
It's
Like, why are
someone
they
standing with
serious
a,
all of a sudden?
with a paper bag on their head, and it's like a weird
They
smiley
saw
face.
how crappy their fucking direct was, and now they're doing something, I guess.
And then someone replies, "Sounds perfect for the Switch brand," and it's like Peach, Mario, like they're such assholes.
Somebody made an amiibo of that guy already, like a fake amiibo.
Oh my
That's so
god.
that's funny.
The fucking I can't believe I didn't think that Amiibos was still a thing.
Oh Lord, 10 years.
they are.
long. I used to buy every single one of them. I have bins of them sealed,
Wow. Yeah,
and then I
they
just
must,
gave up.
they must go for money. Some of them must go for money, right?
Some of them do. I could probably get all my money back, but
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'd have to find someone who wants to buy them all in a big lot because
In
I
a
don't
big
want to piece
cluster.
them out.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
want to
it's
get a big like cluster amount.
It's literally a 19-second teaser, and it's all creepy music, and it's
Yeah,
just someone standing there, and
Is it
then
going to be
they're
on the
twitching.
Switch too?
I don't know. It just says who is Emio or Emio, EMIO. The video is just called Emio.
I'd
Or
definitely play
Emio.
it though. I'd check it out.
I mean, I want to see what it is because if it's
Yeah.
like, sometimes they do these things and you don't know what they look like, and then you see it and you're like that. But if
Yeah.
they're going for more of like a realistic kind of look, it'll be great. But if it's a bunch of like chibi characters jumping up and down, like I'm good on that.
Like
I'd
some
rather.
like Japanese characters, whatever.
Yeah,
they
like
do,
that's
like,
fine in certain contexts, but like if you're trying to make this thing look like, some
Scary,
J
yeah.
horror, like, Ju-on like type
Oh
stuff,
yeah, I'm
which
about
is
to
what
say
this
The
reminds
Grudge.
me of.
Yep.
Yeah, like you gotta sell it. Like at least make
Yeah,
it on the next
definitely.
Switch, or if it's on this, then maybe there'll be two different versions. But
Yep.
yeah, I'm all for new horror games, like
Yeah.
especially new IPs, just new stuff. That's
Yeah, just
Cool.
a breath of fresh air.
yeah.
Something.
It looks like it's getting some kind of buzz. So, like people are actually happy about it. So
Yeah,
we'll
that's good.
see.
Speaking of the Ju-on, I actually watched the Japanese version of The Grudge actually just recently.
That's the
Found it
better
on YouTube.
version. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. It was really cool. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yep. And same thing if the Spanish film Record is better than Quarantine, which is what we got over here.
Oh, what is it called again? The Spanish version?
Record, or some people say Rec, REC, but it's Record.
Oh, yeah. So that's like, I didn't know that was like the same thing, pretty much. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
it's a lot better though. The actors are better. It's
Yeah,
even
I
though it's
like
all
Quarantine.
subtitled, if you don't mind that kind of thing, it's a really good
Yeah.
movie.
I didn't like Quarantine that much. It was kind of like cheesy.
Yeah, like the premise is still there in Record because they just the American version just took that, but there's differences that are better.
Right.
Did you guys see the Xbox console wraps?
yeah, they're on sale.
Oh, yeah, the
whatever.
wraps. Yeah, I saw those.
I always like how they
I'm
do
good.
this. Like it's like, hey, here's some bad news, but then here's some more controllers. Here's console wraps. We got urban camo and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
40
make
bucks
me
for
feel better.
stickers. Someone replied $40 for stickers.
I can play Xbox in the woods. Yay.
Yeah, they did the feel the burn, and now it's like they, that was it. Their marketing just.
They're trying to like soften the blow almost a little bit.
Hey, I'll still buy their controllers for my PC. That's fine.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I guess in that case you can never have too many Xbox controllers.
I'll
but
buy it for my Fire Stick.
There you go.
that. Yeah,
Do that.
that was cool seeing Perry like control the whole Fire
Yeah.
Stick with the Xbox.
Yeah, that
controller.
was really cool. Like that was awesome.
It's
Like,
pretty
I'm-
seamless once you sync it up. I was pretty surprised too.
For
It feels like
35
you're on an
bucks, yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah, for $35 I might pick one up. Might as well,
Sure.
I'll give the Roku to my dad so he can use that as Westinghouse.
Axel says I'll trade you a 32X for a box of amiibos. Yeah, right.
32X.
That's not a fair trade.
It's funny.
And Stevie Mac, me and Perry actually just signed up for they had the Walmart like Prime thing for like $50 for the year, and it's pretty good. Free shipping and
Really.
yeah, and same day delivery.
Walmart
for
Plus?
Oh
free.
yeah, that's right. Perry was telling
And
me
you
about
get
that.
Paramount Plus, which I was already paying for, included. So I saved money actually by buying the year of Walmart, whatever.
Yeah, for $50. I mean,
Yeah, it's not bad.
Trade
So.
32X for a box of Amiibo. I only have a couple of them. I don't have. You know what? I have a ton of Amiibo on my basement.
No, I was saying how I have bins full of them from when I used to go collect them.
And he's trying like to sell them like like the whole.
If someone
whole
wants to
pack.
buy all of them in one shot for like a ton of money, then yeah, I'll just get rid of them. But I don't want
put
to
them
piece them
on
out.
put them on Marketplace or anything or something like that.
Yeah, so I can get guys saying, "Oh, you have 50 amiibos? I'll give you $10."
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I need in my life.
Yeah, of course.
A Prime Day knockoff. I was looking through their Prime Day thing, and it was like 15 minutes long. By the time I finished, all the stuff was sold out.
yeah, right
haven't
now.
even looked.
So it says right now on their website, less than a minute, the deals run out. So I think they're about to have more deals in like 50 seconds here.
You know
Oh,
what
at
it
Walmart?
is? These
On Walmart.
stores, they get all these like they're trying to be like Amazon, so they get all these third-party sellers, and it's all crappy stuff. Walmart needs to just sell what they sell.
Yeah,
You-
well, I mean, I don't know. They always, at least they had a garden section first before Best Buy started selling lawnmowers and
Well, yeah,
weed
Walmart
whackers
was
and
Walmart.
stuff.
They had all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, they had all that. Walmart.
Do you remember
That's how
Kmart
Walmart
with the
is.
blue light special, and it would come on,
Yeah.
and everyone would start running to like the paper towels? That was a beautiful time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Blue
It
light
happened at the
special.
one right by me. We had one right up the
Attention,
street.
Kmart shoppers.
Yeah.
I still remember the freaking alarm like that was broken all the time. It would just like the one by me, it would just go off for like the most random shit. Like you wouldn't even steal anything. It was like boom. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like scared the crap out of me.
Fred,
every
did
time
I ever
was
tell
there.
you they like profiled me at the one at our?
Yeah, I think you told me about that. Yeah, that's freaking.
So I went Kmart by my house. Well, they're not there anymore. This is like 2011, 2010. I go to the gaming section, okay? And then there's a clearance section. So I'm looking down the aisles. I go to the clearance section. And I'm just looking to see what's on sale. And the guy's like, hey, sir, can I help you? I was like, no, I'm good. And the guy followed me throughout the entire, like, section. And I'm like, this guy's following me. I'm just going to leave, right? The guy's, like, following me all the way to the door. And I'm like, hey, is there an issue? Oh, no problem. So I went to the desk and I told the manager, I was like, this guy keeps following me. And she's like, well, he's just doing his job because we don't know if anybody's going to take anything. And I'm like, here's my wallet. Here's all my cards.
Yeah.
If I want something, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
There was
exactly.
nothing to steal in there anyway. Kmart sucked at
I
the
was
end.
looking at
Kmart
stuff that
was-
was on clearance.
Yeah.
That's all they had. It's-
Why would you
Everything
steal
was on-
from
Because everything else
Kmart?
is
Everything was on
overpriced.
clearance.
Last time I went to a Kmart, it was in 2021, I think. And
They
it was
still
like
have
the
them over where
last
you are?
one. No, not
I got my
anymore.
revenge on that Kmart. You know how? I bought Duke Nukem Forever. Day and date. And I paid the full 60 for it. I think within the first like week or first few days, it sunk down to $20. So people don't know this. You could take your receipt and get a price adjustment. I went right back to the Kmart. I was like, there you go.
Ah, that's
And that
funny.
lady had to
Fix
give me
this.
like $40 of my money back.
It's great.
Remember when we went and they had the discs that you could buy and they disintegrate? Me and you went.
Oh, you
to
mean
that,
like
and we
all
found them.
discs right now?
Well,
According
but
to
they were
Warner Brothers?
actually they were made to disintegrate. They were like rentals that you buy at Kmart.
Yeah, I know. Those were horrible.
Now, yeah, I guess that's in the news too. We should talk about that. Yeah, so there's
It's kind of in the news, not really, but
Yeah.
not really in the news, but
Warner
I guess
Brothers DVDs and Blu-rays are subjected to disc rot,
Well,
No.
and a lot of people have gotten even for sealed movies, sealed TV shows. And hey, I've had that happen too. When I bought a couple of sealed DVD TV shows a couple of years ago, unfortunately, they were a couple of discs just didn't want to work. But yeah, it was an actual thing.
Well-
Wow.
Warner Brothers used a plant in Pennsylvania, and to cut corners, they used crappy chemicals, and a lot of these discs don't work anymore. So
That was one of the things with HD DVD versus Blu-ray, and one of the advantages that HD DVD, easy for me to say,
Yeah.
had was it was like something to do with the organic substrate on it was better,
Yeah.
and it was more resilient in terms of fighting against things like that, and that there was a lot of predictions during that war that hey. Blu-rays are going to break down faster,
yeah,
and so on. So,
But
yeah, time will tell, I guess, and maybe it's telling now.
yeah, maybe whoever has all of the HD DVDs still hanging around. I wonder if we'll start hearing about some of them breaking down or not, or they'll just stand the test. That'd be crazy if they just outlast those. That'd be so killer. Like we could report on the war like years later, and be like, all right, so HD DVD they got one up on Blu-ray.
Joe Boxer
Like,
brand
I've got
from
about
Kmart.
Yeah, I remember
I've
that.
got
I
around
remember
Oh,
30
yeah.
HD DVDs behind
30.
me.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, give or take. And yeah, so
Nice.
far they all still work, or at least the ones that I threw in recently still work perfectly fine.
Yeah. That's I kind of want the HD DVD player for the 360. I kind of want that thing.
I've got one.
I
Yeah.
got it, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
I didn't
want
even
to have it just
open
for
half those HD DVDs. I opened Tokyo Drift. I still have a ton of them sealed. HD
Yeah.
DVDs.
That was one of those accessories I always saw that and I always wanted. So one of these days I'll snag one off eBay or something.
I found a bunch of them at Goodwill. I still have them somewhere.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, it's just I don't know. That is such a fascinating time to see that little piece of, and the fact that DVDs are still around, and then obviously like Perry said, I know now it's very often that they do cut corners and or they, just make, I mean, they always made them for a cheap cost for profit, but yeah, nowadays it seems like that could happen for like, any one of these like, new Xbox Series games. Like these discs are probably not, printed with much, I don't know. Definitely cutting corners, I think is
I've seen a
definitely
couple
what
of
they're doing.
PS4 games. Discs are mint. They don't work.
Wow.
It's happened.
Yeah. And so the PS4 is what, 11 years old. So some of the stuff,
Well, Uncharted 4. What was that? 2015?
2016, I think.
Something like that.
2016.
Yeah. Your buddy, Fred, that works with you, he traded that in. Disc was mint. Not one scratch on it. No fingerprints on it. Nothing.
Really?
You put it in the PlayStation 4, and there's like it's like a box art with like a thunderbolt, and it's like this game data is damaged. The disc is unplayable.
Wow.
So I've seen that, and there was another PlayStation 4 game like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they use cheap discs. They use cheap quality for some of these factories, and you get what you're gonna get. But
Yeah, and it kind of goes in line with, I know we talked about this last week, but it they talked about the Sony cutting out the discs that are going to be like, the re-recordable stuff or the recordable discs and stuff, not necessarily cutting out that the whole physical kind of production, but yeah, it's just like you're going to see some of these things. Obviously I still like I said, I just got Taxi Driver on 4K. I put this in. It's absolutely gorgeous, from a film from the 70s, and you're looking at it and you're just like, this is still incredible. So I still like collecting 4Ks, and but my Blu-rays, yeah, that who knows? I think I do have some really old Blu-rays behind me, and I think you might see some of that come around in everyone's collection, depending on the manufacturer, or if it goes beyond just the Warner Brothers prints. But like Perry says, you can always back your stuff up. That's why it's always smart to do that. And 4K, thankfully they're so new, so we won't know over time. Time will tell. But we'll see. I still like grabbing a lot of the steelbooks when I can. Yeah, it's definitely, like I think we've been saying, grab these machines now, because this still doesn't mean that PS6 might have a disk drive. They might completely ditch that or still make it in a attachable thing. And then as far as Xbox, yeah, like this seems to be it. Considering the Series X, was or now that old version, the terabyte is probably not going to be manufactured. They're probably just going to move to the 2 terabyte, and then what's after that? But
If Microsoft was smart, they'd build a USB 3 external drive that could just plug in, have it work with their next generation too, and keep that segment alive. It keeps people happy. But that's if they were smart.
exactly. Yeah, I definitely agree as far as like just keeping it around, because if Sony can do a detachable disk drive, why can't Microsoft? They have the money. They're talking about all this handheld stuff, but it's like,
they
man,
like ripping off Sony in other ways. They don't want to rip them off in the good ways. I guess. Storage,
Well, and make the
drives.
drive. make the drive compatible with PC too. Like make it flexible, right? So you can use it with other devices, and then it'll sell. Simple as that, right?
Good point.
I like buying optical discs still today. They just look better, and you know, people get used to the, 4K streaming is good enough. And then when they sit back and see it played on an actual 4K disc, that's a really good quality, show or whatever. The original is good, and so on and so on. The difference is night and day.
Yeah,
You just go, holy crap, that looks
it really
good.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's unfortunate to see physical media dying off.
Yeah.
So, I still buy my 4K movies. I still buy the games occasionally, and I'll continue to do that.
Yeah, as long as there's an option for me to get it, I will. And especially for stuff that I love, that I either buy multiple times over because I'm a fan, or especially when I see a studio putting in the work. What I liked about, like, I watched Taxi Driver today, and I immediately, as soon as I got it from Amazon, I had to pop it in because it was like, this was locked behind a Columbia Pictures like $200 collection. Like you couldn't watch it unless you got this big box of all these old movies from different eras, and Taxi Driver was in that. So this is the first standalone release. But when, again, Sony did a perfect job because it wasn't too cleaned. Like it was as intended, and you don't get any of that stuff. Like I watched,
A little
Taxi
bit of
Driver.
that film grain
Yeah,
here and there.
Exactly. It wasn't completely washed clean. It was intended to be, shot.
Yeah.
It was shot on film, 35 millimeter. That's how it looks. But the colors, how the daytime sequences look, the night times with New York from the 70s, and the lights from the theaters and everything, it just looks so just immaculate. This is definitely one of the best 4K transfers I think I've ever seen. Right next to, I would say, stuff like Zombie that Blue Underground put out, or even the Night of the Living Dead Criterion, which is immaculate. So
you sure it wasn't shot in 70 millimeter?
Could have been 70. Yeah, could have been 70.
Because that's what usually makes the best transfers. They usually look immaculate.
Yeah, I think it would make sense, because I think this is really like, I mean, Perry, if you watch this on your OLED, like, holy crap, like that's.
I bought it on Blu-ray, that movie, and I never watched it. I bought that not steelbook. It was like what's this?
Basically the Steam purchase button Blu-ray.
Yeah.
You buy it, you never watch it.
Yeah.
I've got a few like that too that I've bought. They're still wrapped. Haven't watched them.
Dude, the steelbook is $54.96 on Amazon though.
Jesus.
That's
really
too much
because
money.
they gave me money back, but like because they said it dropped, but maybe I didn't see what it dropped to. But yeah, I was like,
the regular. Oh wait, what is this? Oh no, that's the European one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think it's like sold out.
I can wait until they drop the price.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. I personally think they'll probably do another release that isn't in a steelbook. They'll probably be cheaper. So if you don't really want the steel, but it seriously is incredible as far as the transfer. But yeah, I still like collecting those movies, and even though I'm a sucker for all these especially horror movies that get re-released like every other day, it seems like they're like, oh well, we're using the same Blu-ray, but we're putting it in a steelbook, or they're taking the same steelbook and then reproducing it for 4K, and then it's the same steel, it's just there's a 4K in it, and then you're like, okay, I have a Blu-ray and a 4K. Steelbooks look the same, and there's two different discs inside. Like they do that, so it's like sometimes it's better to wait. Like same thing with Mental. You mentioned like the FOMO. That's a thing with physical media collectors too, where you have these, I guess they call themselves blue tubers, and people just buy stuff for the sake of showing it. They don't really care about the movies, and if they do, it's very like loose, like you don't really know if they watch them, and they buy like every new release, and I'm like, you can't possibly like A Quiet Place Day, whatever it is. It's like you can't like it that much to just be like, I'm buying the steelbook day one. It's like, is it that good? Like, do you really care about it? Like, that's the thing. I'm okay with waiting for some of these 4Ks to drop because I know that it's a little it's a little crazy sometimes. Taxi Driver, I pre-ordered it a while ago, and I just obviously ate that. I didn't really care. But for other instances, like, I can wait for Black Friday. I can wait for, just different sales, because I think, you have to be, you could wait, but unless you're like a fan, you don't have to get it day one, right out of the gate. Or if it's a collector's edition that will sell out. Because I know a lot of these people, like, with those editions, they want to grab them immediately. And sometimes you don't really have to have that FOMO, because there's going to be plenty of copies. Like, it's going to be there. It's okay. But yeah, that exists within the movie collecting space, and it's a little odd to see that kind of happen. What is this is okay. This is I was looking at the apparently the movie Longlegs is out, and people are talking about that. Nicolas Cage, apparently. So if you guys like Nicolas Cage, you can see him in a Messed Up Horror movie.
He was.
I always
I saw
I'll
him in,
always do the sorry, it's Nick Cage. Drives my wife nuts because she can't stand him. It drives her crazy when I do that.
I watched.
Yeah, there's a new
Red
movie
Show.
out with Nick Cage in it.
Nick
Oh,
Cage.
Shut up.
That's amazing. Oh my God. Someone on Twitter was like, just got out of a screening of Longlegs, not because the movie was over, but the cops showed up and they were actually looking for, and the FBI rushed in looking for a serial killer. 10 out of 10 movie.
What the hell?
Get out.
Was Fred
That's-
at the
that's the
movies
fir-
again?
So, because it's trending on so Game Pass is
What's
trending.
the movie about?
I couldn't even tell you. I saw a really messed up trailer, and I couldn't even tell you what it was. It seemed like it was some kind of like psychological horror. I don't know if it's a killer, like on the loose. I don't know if Nick Cage plays the killer. But I saw the trailer before another movie, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And it was very like subdued. Like you didn't really know what it was, and it looked like it was from the 70s. Like the style, like it looked like it was shot on film. Very strange. I don't know. Neon put it out, and I think, what did I see? Oh, it was when I saw the Immaculate. I saw that film, and Neon put that out, and I saw the trailer for that and something else that's coming out. But yeah,
Arianator, what's up?
yo, what's up?
What's
Well, Unfortunately, I have to get going though because I have to wake up early for work tomorrow
Hey,
morning.
you told me 1 o'clock. It's only 12 o'clock.
I said 12 o'clock.
Oh, look at that. That's
I
the
said
HD
12. I said
DVD.
12.
I
Yeah.
think
LG.
it's the one, buddy.
Yeah, it's dual purpose, Blu-ray and HD DVD. So
That is awesome.
yeah, still works. Still
LG
works.
makes good drives, man.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
12. All
I've
right.
got an external housing I can throw it
Yeah.
into if I want, and
I
USB
just didn't
2.
want to go
Believe
while
it or
they were
not.
talking.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm gonna get going, guys. So I'll see you guys.
All right, man.
Take care. Have a
All
good
right,
night,
man.
guys.
Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Cheers.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah, that's
Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah, the LG drive, like they do they still make external drives? Because I know they stopped making 4K drives, so I'm sure they still make Blu-ray drives and 4K drives, I would imagine.
I've got an LG Blu-ray burner that's in my external housing right now. But
Yeah.
still have I don't know, like 50 blank discs.
Yeah.
they're too small to do anything with though. They're only 25 gigabyte. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what am I going to
I
store
have
on
a
that?
stack of them. I have a stack of the dual layer discs of the DVDs and then DVD-Rs. Like I always try to keep that stuff around just in case, I need to,
Yeah.
like even when I build this new PC, I want to have, I got the case with the disc drives because I want to keep that, in there, and so I can still burn stuff, or, I still like burning CDs too from time to time.
yeah.
So it's it's stuff I like to keep around, and I at least this time I'll have some 4K stuff updated for this new build because that wasn't even really a thing when I built this PC. So yeah, going to be a huge night and day difference. But
Can't wait
yeah.
for Mental to jump in that chat when I build your computer, Anthony. People telling me, "Oh, you should have always spent $500. Anthony doesn't need this. He doesn't need that." Yes, tell me everything Anthony doesn't.
They're gonna tell
yeah.
you,
What
why
you
do you need
wanna
a
hear.
drive in there? Optical's dead, but then they're the ones that run out and buy the discs
Well, he's
anyway.
putting 2 optical drives in his. So people are really gonna get mad.
They're gonna get mad.
Stupid.
Oh man. Yeah. I remember the day I had a lot of dual drive systems that I built that had twin CD burners or whatever. Like my first CD burner was a SCSI drive. You had to have the extra card, and
Yep.
man, you didn't dare do anything else on your PC while you were burning a disk because the dreaded buffer underruns that you'd run into and just like crash the burn halfway through. And discs were expensive back then too, so yeah, I'd set it to burn and just walk away.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. Just cross your fingers that it would complete. But crazy.
I bought.
Yeah, go ahead.
I accidentally bought. So I bought these SATA drives to put in the 360s I've been messing with.
Right.
So I bought I got what was that, 5-pack or a 6-pack for like $50 or $60, something like that. And they came and I put them in the little Xbox cases. I got to format them in the machines. That's like, I had an extra couple bucks. I was like, I'll get another lot of them. So they sent me the drives, and I accidentally bought these things called SAS drives. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay, I can use that. And then I look online. You need a whole controller for that. That's hundreds of dollars. I was like, I'll send
Yep.
these back.
yeah.
What makes them
I
different?
did that once.
They
It's a
are.
different connector and everything.
Wow.
They use it's an entirely different interface. They're heavily used in data centers.
Okay.
SAS drives. The transfer rates are better than SATA. Among other things, there's advantages to it, but you'll see them in large storage arrays and stuff. They'll use SAS drives.
And then
Weird.
they had like USB like adapters, but people were saying they don't even show up in Windows, and I'm like, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
That's too
I'll
much
send them
hassle.
back.
Yeah. I'm laughing because I did the same thing
Yeah.
at one point. I
I
bought
never
a
heard of
few
those.
8 terabyte drives that were SAS drives. The dumb thing is I was looking at the SATA ones, and you know how sometimes on Amazon or whatever you'll have the different little boxes you can click and it changes the drive that you're looking at, and out of
Yeah.
curiosity I'd hit the SAS ones to see what the price was comparatively. Never switched back.
Oh man.
Added them all to my cart and bought the stupid things. And then they got there and I'm like, what the okay, send them back. Send them back. But yeah, that's why I was laughing. Sorry.
No, that's
Been there,
fine.
done that.
Axel,
Yeah.
take care, buddy.
Take care, Axel.
See you later.
I'll catch you later, buddy. Thanks for coming in.
Cheers, Axel.
Yeah, I remember the first we were talking about like drives. Like I remember the first drive that Perry told me to get was the DVD. It was one of the light on DVD burners for the pirated 360 games. That was, he was like, you have to get this burner, and that thing, it burned games quick, man. That was like one of my first memories of getting like something else other than what was in my laptop at the time. So yeah, that reminded me of that.
Yeah, I've still got a external CD burner USB drive I think it's a 24 times speed one or something. I think they maxed out around 52 times if I remember right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Something like that for the single write discs. Rewrites were somewhere around half that, I think, if I recall correctly. But
Yeah.
I've got I probably have 30 rewritable discs and junk still just in storage. I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
Yeah. I'm always like, I'll just keep them around just in case, I gotta burn a PS1 game real quick, or
I've
burn
got a couple hundred floppy disks. Anybody need any of those 3.5-inch floppies? I don't
little
know.
floppy disks.
In woodshop class, I finished my project early. So they had a Dell computer, so I was messing with it. And they had the backup program for Windows, so you can make Windows disks. So I was like, oh. So I went to Staples. I bought a pack of like 30 disks, floppy disks.
Oh crap!
Went back to woodshop class. Since I was already done with my project, he let me use the computer, my teacher. I just took the Windows discs and backed up Windows on them. Went home and I had Windows 98.
That's awesome. That's so
You
cool.
used to have to
I'm rich,
use
boys.
yeah,
Got
there you
all
go.
the floppies.
You used to be able to, like, if you used, I don't know, like a leather punch or something, you could punch a hole just in the right spot on those discs and convert them from a 1.4 megabyte drive to a 1.72 megabyte drive.
Oh, wow.
So you get a little extra space. You'd use a program called WinImage, and it would get you that extra, 300K of storage.
Really, just from
doesn't
punching like a little like
Yeah,
hole in it.
punch a little hole in it. I probably got some of the modified ones stored here somewhere that I could show
Wow.
you. But original
Nice.
copies of Windows 95, when you try to copy the floppy disks, you wouldn't be able to because they were formatted at that 1.72 file size or 1.72 storage size. So you had to modify your disks and use WinImage in order to get that same capacity, and then you could copy the disks. But
I never knew that. That's cool.
yeah, crazy. Yeah, you look it up. A program called WinImage would do it. Give you that extra formatted space, and then you could copy the discs.
Any
Back in the
thoughts?
days when you needed 2 3.5-inch floppy drives in your system.
That's right.
Now I just
Oh,
have
man.
a USB floppy drive just so I could read these old ones that I found.
Yeah, I've got one of those in a box somewhere too. Along, right beside it, I've got a few 3.5-inch floppy disks that still work. I still plan on building a Windows 98 machine with my Pentium 3 1000 that
Nice.
I've got stored away as well, and then running my dual Voodoo 2 12 meg cards in SLI. It's a project I want to do eventually.
That'd be really cool to see you
Voodoo
do a video
cards.
on. Because
Yeah,
I feel like there is a market for people getting these, older machines running,
There are.
and also seeing, how the prices go up. Like even for, just like not let alone CRTs and these old consoles, like everything comes back or has it, but like old PCs, like I'm sure a lot of people can still find stuff that just ends up in your Goodwills or your yard sales that
They're,
are just
they're expensive.
junk.
There's a guy at the flea market that sells them like rebuilt with like
Right.
either new old stock or he just fixes them up and cleans
Yeah.
them up and he sells them for like a couple $100 for
That's
older
wild.
computers.
Yeah. I mean, and especially like if you go to like a yard sale and people consider them like, oh, it's old junk in my basement and they just like want to get rid of it, then you get lucky. But I think, that would be cool if you did something like that, or if you plan on doing something like that. Yeah, doing some kind of content on it would be awesome, because I think that definitely has a nice like lane of people that are interested in seeing that, and just
Yeah,
running
no.
stuff natively from an old PC.
definitely
day-
plan on doing it eventually. It's on my list of things to do for sure.
Yeah.
I'll put it in a windowed case, try to do some nice cable management, all the things we didn't worry about back in those days. But
True.
Yeah.
Everything
going
was
in with,
being
like,
able to,
You're going in with a 2024 mindset, looking back, so now you have a different approach.
yeah, the Voodoo 2 12 meg cards were crazy back then. Like, they were so good. I remember, man, my first one was amazing to have it. 800 by 600 Quake 2, over 60 frames per second. That was amazing. And running two of them in SLI, 1024 by 768 at over 60 frames. That was
Holy
like, wow.
moly. You were cranking.
it was
man.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was crazy. And such a huge advantage when you were playing against other people, too, right?
And you used to play that thing seriously, like you were saying last time, like how serious
Yeah.
that would
Yep.
get.
It was.
Yeah. It was, that was my jam back then. And then, of course, then the Riva TNT came out, like NVIDIA's sort of first real card that you wanted to own. The TNT, and then the TNT2 and the TNT2 Ultra, all preceding the first GeForce card. And I was running I've actually got a video clip somewhere from the old days of 8mm camcorders, but my
Wow.
buddy was videotaping one of the LAN parties that I had, and I had been drinking. I'm not gonna lie. So he comes up behind me and he's recording. He's like, "Oh, that's crazy! Like, your monitor, like, in the old CRTs, you'd get that sort of scrolling flicker that would
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
through. when you'd record them, and mine was perfectly clear. And he's like, "Why is yours so clear?" And I'm like, 75 hertz, TNT2 Ultra, can't beat it, kind of thing, right? With my glossy eyes, and I was just kicking ass, having a good time.
That's awesome.
But yeah, back in the day, I don't know, it's a long time ago, but TNT2 Ultra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even back then, it's like, you would want playing those games again for that skill level. Like we were trying to, have those advantages. Like stuff like that really does make a difference. Just the performance.
Yeah.
You
Well, especially because that was right around the time that broadband first started to happen. And, I went from dial up with 230 millisecond pings seeming good to now I've got broadband where I'm, rocking a 40 millisecond or 20 millisecond ping if it's a close server. And when you're also cranking out double the frame rate of everybody else, combine that with a broadband ping, it was the bomb. Like, and I mean, then it got to the point where I was running servers out of my own house. Well, now I've got a 2 millisecond ping. How unfair is that? Right? Like, especially when you're playing like, expert mod with instagib, right? Where it's just rail only and it one shot kills. Well,
Whoa.
just destroying people. I could join server matches where, the lead guy's halfway to victory and still win. It was not fair. To be honest, it was just not fair. But a lot of fun nonetheless. And I mean, I could go on other servers and kick ass too. So it wasn't like it was just that, hey, local network advantage. I could go elsewhere and do really well as well. So it's good times though.
Yeah.
One day we got to rebuild the. Me and Perry got to rebuild the Packard Bell. We got to do it one day. It would be fun.
Hell.
Packard Hell. He
Packard
said.
Hell.
We had the same
Packard
first
Hell.
computer.
Yeah.
Just always
man,
problems with them.
Yeah, they were not good rigs generally speaking, but I always had custom built, from the very first PC I had. Like, well, I won't say that. For my first real PC, my Pentium 90, that was the one I kind of consider my first real one, and it's custom built from day one there. That one I ran at 120 megahertz, like before anyone really knew what overclocking was. And the only reason it ran at 120 megahertz was I set the jumpers wrong. I had one jumper out of place and I booted it up and I'm like, Pentium 120? There wasn't even a 120 out yet. The fastest one you could get was a 100. So I'm like, oh, it must just be reading it wrong or something. I didn't think much of it. Built the whole system, installed Windows. But then all the benchmarks I ran were way faster than they should be. And then I started looking at everything. I'm like, oh, I had the jumper wrong. So I switched it back. Sure enough, it was Pentium 90. Then I'm like, well, that's slower. Put it back the other way. Ran it as a 120 the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
It's like a happy accident. You're like, yeah, I'll stick with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding, right? And I mean, we were running, after that I had a Pentium 133. I was running that at 166 speeds. And then I had my 166 MMX. I don't know if you remember those, but Pentium 166 MMX, I could run it at 291 megahertz.
Man.
Like way beyond anything that you could buy at the time. Like the 233 was the best you could get. And here I'm running at 291 megahertz, and yeah, cranking frame rate with those Voodoo 2s. Like, no, it was good times. Crazy, and all that for under 100 watt, or under 200 watts, let's say, of power. But it was fun back when you could get away with it. Like, and then after that, the next most fun overclocking CPUs were those in those Intel Socket 1 or whatever they were called, the socket ones, like the weird shaped CPU cartridges that you'd plug in.
Yes.
The Celeron 300s were beastly. You run one of those, like I have Celeron 300s still in boxes that would run at 512 megahertz.
Wow.
Overclocked, and faster than any Pentium 2 you could buy at the time. And here it was, a cheap Celeron processor, but they performed so close to the actual Pentiums that it, when you overclocked them, they were amazing. And I had a lot of them that would run at 450 just out of the box. All you had to do was change the bus speed from 66 megahertz to 100 megahertz, and away you go. And yeah, that was fun. That was fun. But
That's cool. Like, and I'm sure you're sitting on a lot of the like you mentioned, you have old parts, so that will be kind of interesting to kind of see what you piece together for a build
yeah,
like that. Yeah,
I've got an old like socket 370 8-bit motherboard. It's a dual socket, and I've got dual Celeron 400 CPUs for it that both ran at 600 megahertz. So I had a dual socket board back in the day when that was just unheard of. And, sadly, like you had to run Windows 2000 to be able to take advantage of it and still have some gaming capability. And that was more of a workstation OS. But it was such a huge difference. And that's when I first started to realize how much being able to multi-thread made for a difference in how smooth Windows felt in general. It was pretty crazy having that tech back then to be able to play with it. 8-bit made great motherboards. It's too bad they disappeared from the face of the earth, but
when
like
did
a
they
lot
go
of them
out?
did. Oh man, it wasn't long after that generation of boards that they disappeared. They had a few, like the BX6 was really good too back then, but Soltech made some good boards too way back when. I think they were some sort of a subsidiary of Foxconn or something, if I remember right, or related to them
Foxconn.
somehow. But they made some decent boards as well back in the day. Couldn't tell you what year that was. It was probably early 2000s that 8-bit disappeared. I used to really like their stuff. It's good. Good
What
hardware.
operating system do you think you'd run on the old build?
I'd probably go with 98. That was a great OS back in the day compared to like it was much improved over 95 and joke.
Yeah.
And then but driver support for XP is not great for that era of machinery, right? Like to run a Voodoo 2 under Windows XP, it's possible. I've got the drivers for that saved somewhere, but it just doesn't work. And frankly, Windows 98 just runs way better with the processor. So it's just the way you do it.
Yeah, that's
Good
awesome.
times though. Yeah, it was
Yeah, it's
fun
cool to
back
hear
then.
about all the different stuff, especially because of like now it seems like there's, like you said, a lot of the companies have thinned out through the years. So it's very
Oh
interesting to
man.
hear that perspective of like when it was like this newer thing of like all these parts coming out from all these companies, and you had different things to try, and it was almost like just puzzle pieces back then. Especially you've been building for that long, seeing all that stuff come out.
One of my favorite 3D cards back in those days was a rendition Verity V1. Another company that's long since disappeared, but Rendition made some really nice 3D accelerators back then. You had 3DFX, you had NVIDIA, you had Intel, you had Rendition, you had S3, all these different companies building 3D accelerators back then. It wasn't just NVIDIA and AMD and Intel, sort of, right?
Yeah.
There was
Video,
actual real
Diamond,
competition.
Voodoo, all
Oh
those
man,
crazy things.
yeah, and the technology advanced at a crazy pace.
Yeah.
Like you were getting entire new generations of cards in 6 months.
Yeah.
So you'd go from Voodoo
Just cranking
2,
them out. Yeah.
yeah, like or from let's say, the original GeForce, then you had the DDR version come out like 3 months later, and then 3 months after that you had G2, right? And then they'd drop, their improved versions of that, and then GeForce 3 6 months later. You were doubling. It was insane. And man, like if I was in the business kind of at the time where I was building custom PCs for people, right?
Nice.
So for me, I was upgrading constantly. I would have an entirely new PC every 8 to 10 months just by rotating through parts
Yeah.
and, selling off the old stuff. And that's how I kept up with it. Otherwise, it would have been way too. Back then, you were buying top tier cards, at least in Canada, they were about bucks. That's just what they were. Everything, like your processors, your best processor, right around 500. Everything was like 500 bucks, pretty much. RAM was crazy expensive too back then, like 50 bucks a meg back in the early days.
Oh man.
When you were, yeah, like when I had my Pentium 90, I had $800 in RAM for 16 megs.
It's insane.
Holy shit for 16
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
16 megabytes of RAM, yeah.
Oh
It was
man.
that much money. And then, by the time I got to the P133, RAM had fallen in price quite a bit, so I had 32 megs in that one. But, still similar price range, about 800 bucks for that RAM. And yeah, it was crazy.
I guess
It
we
was
can't
crazy.
complain anymore about RAM prices or anything ever.
No.
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 Kind of crazy now.
Oh, geez, you'd buy a gigabyte hard drive was 400 bucks,
Oh.
right? For 1
God.
gig.
It's so wild. Now
it
you
was
can get like
crazy.
a terabyte USB stick for like 20 bucks or 25 bucks. You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh
it's
yeah,
crazy.
I know it's nuts, right? And as things
Come a long
progressed,
way.
eventually you'd buy 4.5 gigabyte drives, and they were 400 bucks, and then
Yeah.
eventually it was the 8.4 gigs.
moving down the
It was
line,
400 bucks, yeah. And that was just kind of how much you spent on a hard drive. But yeah, and then the 7200 RPM drives came out, and how the performance of those, but damn, they were right.
Yeah.
We're spoiled now.
It is kind of funny though, if
Yeah.
you think about it. Like some things never really change. It's always been like there's been an option for this other entity that's kind of beyond what these home consoles are doing, and now it's like we're here telling people like, hey, you should probably consider maybe learning how to build or have an alternative in this sea of and back then obviously the home consoles weren't what we have today, where we're kind of getting stuff that's not as I guess worth the price of admission that we paid to get these things. But it's just funny how that option has really always been there, and now it just seems like it's while it's been more kind of streamlined as far as like companies around and things like that, I just find that so fascinating that there's always been people that have been building stuff and have realized that this technology has been there, and it's sometimes it just takes a little bit of research for someone that might be on the outside looking in, hearing us, have these conversations and being like, oh man, maybe I'll never know if I'll be able to do that. Or, there's video tutorials, there's things you can look up online that can really educate a lot of people just how to get your foot in the door with this PC realm, because it really is a great answer to especially what's happening now. And back then it just seemed like it was awesome just to learn about it so you can rock the thing in 60 frames or have it in the resolution you want. You really had that option. But now it just seems like just to give people an option to get these games just to run, not like, absolute crap, which wasn't always the case with consoles. I mean, obviously, like, back in the day, the PC counterpart would run better, obviously, if there was a port of it. But it's like, I don't know, like nowadays it just seems like it's just the better way to go, especially if sometimes you're a little bit more patient with not jumping on a game right away, because even games on PC sometimes do have problems. Sometimes, depending on the dev, that's a big thing. Depends on who put it out. But yeah, I just find a lot of it very fascinating that some things never really change. There's always going to be that alternative option, just with higher tech, like you said it, and the way things have been moving with technology, that also hasn't changed. If anything, it's gotten faster, and it's just more like it's a lot more of a for some people it might seem like a learning curve, but I think people just have to realize that those options are out there, those videos are out there, and that knowledge can be consumed in one way or another. If you're tired of, if anyone out there is listening to this and they're kind of tired of the console space or whatever is there, they just feel like they're wasting money on certain things. Maybe they're tired of paying a subscription to play online. They just want to jump on and play with their friends, things like that. Like it really has come a long way. But yeah, I think that's a good
The
point.
crazy thing about back then, like, you had to know, like, PC gaming was not easy. Like, people think it's hard now. Now it's, you could be brain dead and game on a PCP.
Yeah.
Or PC,
Right.
a PCP on a PC.
That'll make the brain dead.
Yeah, but compared to back then, back in the, especially the DOS days, like if you go back to the early 90s, gaming on a PC, you had to figure shit out. And there was no internet, there was no Google. You had to figure it out.
No video
And
tutorials. That wasn't a thing.
Nothing. And so, like, the guys that game on PCs, we were true nerds because you had to figure shit out. You had to be able to think and work through the problem, determine where it was, and make it work, or you just didn't play that game. And that held true even up through Windows 95. By 98, things were getting a little better, a little more plug and play. There was still the odd game that would complain about memory issues or whatever, because the first 640K of memory was so important. That's where you loaded your keyboard drivers, your mouse drivers, CD-ROM drivers if you needed it. All that stuff had to fit into they were called TSRs, Terminate Stay Resident programs, right? So they were all TSR programs. They all had to be loaded into corresponding memory blocks in that first 640K. If you were good at it and you could set up your auto exec back and your system configurations correctly on boot, you could do anything. If you let the system do it on its own, you weren't playing games. You'd always need a boot disk of some kind to strip it down and get the real most basic of stuff done so that you had enough memory left to play that game. But like I say, if you did the homework and you did the work, you could load everything that you could possibly need and still have lots of memory back. And the reason for that is that those blocks aren't all the same size. Right. So you could have like a 4K TSR eating up a 6K block of memory. Or sorry, a 16K block of memory, wasting that extra space.
Because by default, it just does that. It'll just take up more than it needs to.
Yeah, it's going to load them in the order that they're available, regardless of the memory requirements. So if you organized your AutoSpat and config syst really well, you were filling the spots appropriately and loading the right size at the right time. And in the end of it, a lot of systems they'd have 400K left, but then there was mine that would have 610K left or whatever, and then all the games worked, and they'd be like, "How do you do that?"
Yeah.
And, well, it takes a bit of work. You got to look at your drivers, when to load them, and make sure it's doing it in the right order. But that was trial and error, and a lot of just troubleshooting. The old school stuff. And, that's what got me my job in IT, playing video games on PC. Nice. I learned so much doing that. Just being that nerd, wanting to make it work, being stubborn, and putting the work in to figure all that stuff out. Managing memory subsystems was something most people just had no clue about.
That was like your school, basically. Like you're schooling yourself with like all these challenges and trying to overcome that, and then it applied to an actual job, which is that's awesome.
Literally sitting there reading through manuals to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
There was no Google, to just fall back on. These days, any problem you run into, somebody else has already had the issue, and 99% of the time it's been figured out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, was it around like Windows 95, maybe 98 era where you started to run into more like forums and stuff, people typing online about some of this stuff where it was like, you started to see that pool kind of grow a little bit because there was more of like a want for it. Yeah.
Yeah. You could bounce ideas off other people by around that time frame. 95 was really when it started to be a little bit popular. It wasn't just the hardcore nerds sitting there on BBSs and what.
Mm-hmm.
But it was crazy times back then. A lot of fun stuff that we, figured out and just did. But
yeah, that's a cool snapshot in time for sure. Like just to be kind of part of that the beginnings of it, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's why I call them Packard hell, because
Yeah.
knew a lot of people that had them, and man, they were hellish. Especially just getting them online. You know, the old Win modems they had in those to try and make work and stay stable with an internet connection. That was a challenge in its own right. But
Perry, do you have one like downstairs?
You know, I have an old computer downstairs that was in an old house. My mom's previous house. There was just an old computer there. I think it's Windows 95. I'm not sure. I gotta check it out. It was just in the house, so I said I'll take it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mess with it. Never really messed with it, but it is downstairs. My old computers, the only one that I have on me is the Pentium D from what, 06? That's the only one that I have left. I think that was a quad core or something.
Yeah, I've got a Pentium D2 core. What is it, a 2866 megahertz?
Oh man,
One.
I don't even know what this one is because it was back in the day. I just ordered it from Dell, and I don't even know what the hell it is. I'll dig that out at some point and check it out.
Yeah, I've got a Pentium 4 3 gigahertz machine. I've got a Pentium 2, like the old cartridge style, 266.
I had one of those on my old computer. I think my IBM Aptiva or something had that.
Yeah, I've got a Pentium 733. I've got an AMD Duron 750. I think I've got an AMD 1000 somewhere too.
Nice.
I've got an AMD 233 that's an old socket 7 chip. Yeah, I've got a lot of old crap. I've got an old 38640 megahertz one with 4 megs of RAM for it. That's like $200 in memory right there. Can't use it all, but I had it, damn it. Yeah, some crazy stuff, man. Original DOS 6.02 discs too, and Windows 3.1 and all that crap. I mean, one day it would be nice, you know, if I had a little more space, I'd probably try and do it. Just build all these old systems, put them together and make them work, but I don't have the room for it. So I've just got all the parts in boxes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool, man. Like I said, to see that build one day when you're ready for it.
I do wish I would have kept the CRT monitor. That would have been a smart thing to do.
Man.
I had a really nice Samsung 19-inch that was it was a professional grade monitor.
Wow.
It did 2056 by I want to say 1600 resolution, something like that, which was crazy high resolution for back. But yeah, I wish I would have kept that one. Thing was huge though, and just seemed like a paperweight. Eventually, why do I have this thing?
Yeah, I think a lot of people did get rid of a lot of the old monitor or TV stuff at one point, or just again because of the space, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's like they're in demand now, so it's like people want them. Play all
Crazy
this old
thing
retro
about
stuff.
them. Yeah, and the crazy thing about a CRT is it doesn't care what resolution. You didn't need to worry about native resolution for things to look good. And that's where, you know, modern day panels suck. If you got a 4K panel, if you're not running 4K, it just doesn't look good. Right? Whether it's upscaled or not. Like upscaling to 4K is still better than, say, trying to run it at, you know, 1920 by 1080. They just don't look right, you know. It gets mushy looking and crap. And back then with the old CRTs, it didn't matter. Didn't care. You could run stuff and at non-native resolution, it looked perfectly fine.
That's true.
Yeah, it was not uncommon. I mean, I knew lots of guys that CRTs that were 1280 by 1024, pretty common resolution, and they didn't have the power to run it, so they're running 40 by 480. Still looked fine. You know, yeah, it's good stuff. much better technology than we give it credit for.
That's true. Stuff that
Yeah,
lasted a long
Pioneered
time.
too.
Yeah, yeah. I'd
Couldn't kill
love,
some of
man.
those
I'd love to
PRTs.
find one of those old widescreen 1080p
Aw,
CRTs
that'd be
for a
amazing.
reasonable price, but
Hook up a
anyone that
HDMI VCR to it or something, because I think there's Sony made one, right? There's a couple of them. Watch something through there.
Samsung.
Samsung made that.
I have one that has HDMI out.
Yeah,
crazy.
Samsung.
Yeah, that's something I haven't
there
seen.
was widescreen tapes too. You know, like that were meant for some of that stuff. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I even have like a old Laserdisc player that I still have. That I got, someone
Had a
just gave it to
buddy.
me, you know.
Yeah, I had a buddy that has one of those still.
Yeah.
And I actually own Jurassic Park on Laserdisc. Never had a Laserdisc player, but I have the Jurassic Park for Laserdisc still sealed in the box. Never
Yeah.
opened.
I have Jurassic Park, I have Speed, I have like a couple fun like 90s films. But yeah, I got the player, but it doesn't, the door doesn't open. It's like when I hit eject, like nothing happens. So I just kind of kept it. I don't, you know, I don't know how to look at it. I don't
Probably
really know how to.
fixable.
Yeah, probably fixable. One day I'll take a look at it, but I'm hanging on to it because yeah, my record store, the owner, like, you know, he was cleaning out his basement this is like 5 or 6 years ago, and he's just like, yeah, do you want, I know you like, you know, movie stuff, do you just want this? Like, it's taking up space, and it's just this big box. It has the box and everything. I was like, yeah, I'll take it, you
Nice.
know, Laserdisc player. And then yeah, that's one
Jeez.
that's still just kind of hanging around, but again, has a collector's market. People like
Yeah.
that, you know, organic kind of look compared to VHS from the you know, from how the transfers look. So, you know,
Man. Yeah, I got to tell you, like when I first saw a Laserdisc show, that was something. it was pretty crisp. Looked good.
You mean giant DVD?
yeah, basically.
Yeah, they're like, it's like a
I have a bunch of
LP
them.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't a Laserdisc, but this is actually a CED.
Oh, is that where you
Oh,
load the
okay.
cartridge in and the
Yeah,
disc?
it's like a
I
big
have some of
floppy
those
disk.
too.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the movie is in here, and you put it in, it
Nice.
takes the movie out of the shell. And this
Mhm.
one is for Texas Chainsaw, for Wizard Video, and it's pretty cool. You could actually just use it as like,
That's
you know,
awesome.
just hang it on the wall if you want.
I have
to, but
Indiana Jones like that. It's in like a
Really?
dark blue cartridge or whatever.
But yeah, here it is.
Hilarious. Nice.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, you
but
gotta
yeah,
love it, man.
it's the only one I have of this. But again, same guy had it and was just like, yeah, I don't like, you know, just give me $20 and I just get it out of my store kind of thing.
Cool.
It's just a good little piece of history there. That's why some of the
Yeah.
formats
Cool
are just
history.
hilarious, you know. Oh man,
I want to thank our sponsors over on Patreon, JB Zombie 89 and Abo. Also want to thank all the members in the chat. Appreciate it. Tonight was really
thank you
cool.
guys.
Thanks
Yeah.
a lot.
Mental 9R for popping in tonight. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming on, sir.
Mental was able to
Yeah,
calm us
no.
down from the rant.
From the rage.
Yeah.
From the
I'll actually
rage.
be able to get some sleep tonight. My blood pressure's gone down.
Oh man, I was just chilling, having a bit of wine and
Yeah, no, thanks for
But
coming
how-
in. This was fun.
a drop in. But yeah, I did want to ask you guys. Do you guys buy anything on like Steam sales or anything?
I haven't checked the sales out yet. I know the sale's going on now. I definitely got to look at it. If I do, I will let you
Ends-
know.
Yeah, it ends in 13 hours or something.
Oh,
So you don't have
okay,
much
so
time. It ends tomorrow. I don't know what time. Oh, actually, I got Steam open.
I think all I bought was Braid.
Uh,
That game Braid. It was like super cheap.
I'll be honest, I
Rage
haven't
or whatever.
taken a
Yeah.
look, but if you're saying there's some good ones on there, I'm definitely gonna, you know.
Yeah,
Take a look,
Braid
'cause-
Braid Anniversary. It was $5.
Might as well get started, Anthony.
Yeah.
You're getting your computer soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
it-
just thinking. Yeah.
yeah, it ends at 10 a.m. Pacific. So
Okay.
Nice.
yeah, you'll want to take a look. I've got a few things still in my cart. I'm humming and hawing about, but
Okay.
Yeah, maybe by next week's show we'll have some titles we picked up. So that'll be
I was gonna buy Sonic All Stars, but it's the same price on CD keys, so I'm like, I could wait. Like,
yeah.
that
Some
was the
stuff
only
you'll.
real thing I was
I was
eyeballing.
gonna say, well, that's
Yeah.
one of the things. Like some of the sale prices are like what you can already get them for sometimes, but then sometimes
Yeah.
they're actually a really good deal. So
But if you buy Sonic
Sure.
All Stars, you can get the IHOP DLC for free now. You don't have to go eat pancakes.
oh, okay, it's
nice.
not locked behind a pancake wall.
Yeah,
Okay,
Get
you
the
have to sign up
IHOP
for that.
Amy.
That old
Yeah.
pancake paywall.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that.
Pancake DLC.
Jeez.
yeah.
Imagine that.
I should stream your stuff
Wow.
going through a Steam sale. Maybe tomorrow morning I could do that. Richard,
Yeah.
might be something to do. Sure.
Like I said earlier, the main thing I did was more or less replace all my stuff that I had on Ubisoft, their app, and I got a few things in there now that I'm humming and hawing on, like I say, but I'll probably pick up a couple more things before it ends tomorrow. We'll see. I noticed GOG's got a sale on right now too.
Nice.
GOG Galaxy. Always try and pick up games there as much as I can, just because the
I finally made an account
DRM
there.
free.
Yeah, I finally
Yeah.
made an account to get the Resident Evil, PC port that they kind of put out over there. Which I already paid the
Right.
money for the trilogy, so I'm just waiting for them to put on 2 and 3.
Nice.
But yeah, very
did that
very
too, yeah.
happy, very happy that that's like finally out there
Have fun
and
with
that
that
they.
spyware, loser. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I did download the app, and then Perry's like, "Yeah, you didn't have to do that." I'm like, "Oh man, that's."
Have
Which
fun
I
with
was like,
that root
okay,
kit.
yeah. I was like, well,
It's pretty convenient through
Yeah,
the app.
it's not bad, and
launcher.
it's what's cool is that people have been able to apply mods to that version. So there's already existing RE mods, but apparently the file, like if you install the Japanese version, it apparently puts in the files in place, so like the fan mods can be applied to it, and it's pretty easy. So it's just cool to own it, and I want to actually support the classic Resident Evil games coming on some kind of platform. So
Right.
definitely worth the $26 in my opinion, and fans can finally sit down and just play it on a PC that doesn't even have to be crazy. If they want to play RE1, they can, it's literally 600 megabytes, you know what I mean? Like it's nothing.
I still have it on
so-
disc.
Yeah, me too. I have it over there. So yeah, it's just that was my first entry into GOG, but very happy with it. So
Oh, cool. Yeah, you can get. Wait, got to keep my head in there. You can get GOG Galaxy working on Steam Deck too.
oh,
Nice.
nice.
Hard to see, but yeah, you can get. It's called. There's a app you can use in desktop mode that you install it with called non-Steam launchers. You can get GOG Galaxy working, Epic Games, EA, all.
I think that's how I got the Blizzard launcher because I want to play Diablo on
Yeah,
there.
BattleNet, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it has an option for that too. And then you can just natively install games, sure. And at that point, you're golden pretty much. You don't need to launch the launcher after that to actually run them. You can run games and stuff too directly, and then the launcher will just kind of do its thing in the background. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm
Different
excited.
crap you can
for
get
that.
away with.
I found that Q crack. I gotta send that to you, Mental. So if you have that Quake shareware disc, the CD-ROM, some guy. Okay, so it has all the shareware for all the id games, like Wolfenstein, Spear of Destiny, Doom 1, Doom 2, Final Doom, Hexen, Heretic. And you can install all the demos off this Quake demo disc. But if you want to buy them, you would generate a number, call id with that number, pay with your credit card, they would give you the decryption key. This is back in the day.
Okay.
Some guy just made like a little batch file, and it says type in the key, and you type it in, it gives you the decryption key. You can instantly just install the full versions off that disc.
That's awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I thought maybe that Modern Vintage Gamer guy would cover it, and he never did. And I was like, I got it. So I'm going to make that video at some point, but I got to
Yeah,
send
definitely.
that to you. It's awesome. It's just a little file that Just type the code in, and it gives you the unlock code.
Cool.
It's awesome. And that came out back in the day, too, because I bought the disc because I wanted to play a demo of Quake. And then I look online, and it's like, yeah, there's this Q crack thing. And I tried it, and I installed everything. I was like, great.
Huh.
So,
That's how they were cracking stuff back then.
Yeah,
No
right.
de novo in sight to worry about.
No.
well, the
Yeah.
disc was $10, and I got all those games.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna grab I'm seeing a lot of stuff here actually that I'm gonna grab on Steam, like GTA 5. I'm gonna get that.
Nice.
Some of the Resident Evils I already have, but but like Village is $16. R4 Remake's 30, but I can just try to ask for a code for that. I don't want to spend the 30 if I don't have to. But I'll probably try to get a code for when I have that, because you bet your ass I'm rocking some RE4 Remake on that thing.
Yeah, it's gonna run beautifully.
Yeah, RE3 and RE2 are $10 a piece. That's really good.
That's a deal.
RE7 is
Yeah.
$8. RE5 is $5. Actually,
Just
do I have
grab 'em
RE?
all. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
Do I have RE5 on Steam? I don't. So I actually have to get that because I had that on that Windows for Live shit
Nah, get on
Oh,
this.
that it
jeez.
forced me to have. So yeah, I'll probably have to get that.
Games for Windows Live.
Yep. And it was locked on that RE5. Like they finally patched it out, but by then I wasn't. I mean, I played RE5 on my PC definitely, but it was just through that at the time because I had to sign in with my Xbox account.
That is one game I really hope they remake because the controls for it are dumb as you know what.
it is.
Yeah,
It
just
is.
horrible.
I think the one thing that is like a main essential thing that I saw that improved Resident Evil 4 Remake was the fact that you can move and shoot. So I think with the new control scheme on 5 Remake and the fact that you can move and shoot will just make it so much better.
Yeah.
So because like those settings of like mass enemies, like, I understand there's some tension there not being able to move, but like it changes the dynamic completely if you can move and shoot. So, I think RE5, I agree. Like I still think it's a great game, but I think a lot of people are starting to see the differences in what the remakes bring to the table. And then they're like, you know what? When they go back to it, they're like, fuck, if only it had this, I think that's just inevitable with time, as like we see the new improvements and we're just like, make it like that. So hopefully they do. My fingers are crossed for a remake of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, not going to lie. Never finished that game. I played for about 30 minutes and thought, this sucks. After that, it became a benchmark. That was it. I used the benchmark functionality, and
I remember
they
had I remember that benchmark when they launched that on the website and everything. No, I mean, as far as it on PC, I mean, it looked amazing, especially with Resident Evil 6. Also looked amazing on PC. Like those graphics to this day are still really like they hold up, man. To be honest with you, especially on PC. While the controls might not hold up, I just think their art style in that game. Like you see Chris driving into the village in the beginning on PC, you're just like, dude, that looks real. It looks like a movie shot, Same thing with RE6. There's some moments where you're just like, you could tell it's obviously animated a certain way, but you're just like, that looked incredible. Like those are big eye openers when I first got into PC, over 10 years ago, and I played them as opposed to the 360 versions. I was like, excuse me, this is what I've been missing. Like, that was a big eye opener for me. Revelations. I remember seeing that run on Perry's PC. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this looks amazing. I don't know. It's just that was a big eye opener when you go back to games that you always play and you just see the different, like you see it cranked up all the way on PC. You're just like, yeah, this is it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to grab a lot of this stuff now that I'm seeing this. So I only have a few more hours, but I will definitely partake in some of these sales. I'll let you know what I picked up next week.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I know I've still got a few things in my basket and on Steam and a few things on GOG that I'm debating. All cheap stuff, like sub $10 or around the $10 mark. So
yeah,
I'll
like GTA is
probably,
15. That's not bad, right?
yeah,
Not at all.
yeah. Like I've got the Splinter Cell franchise on Steam. It's like $9 because I've already got a few of them. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll complete it for the. It's like 4 other games. It's like $9. It's like, oh, geez, just add to my backlog of shame played. But
I might get a Hitman. I see Hitman's on sale too.
yeah,
Great game.
Because I didn't really fully play like the newer ones, like the 1 through 3. You know, they redid them. I played a little bit at Perry's. I played a little bit on because I think they're on Game Pass at one point or something. But yeah, I like to go back and actually like play all of the new ones in order.
Remember we were playing it and Jeff wouldn't stop messing around.
Yeah. He wouldn't stop
kept messing
pressing the
around.
button. Yeah. He really
That's
wanted
funny.
to strangle that guy and hide his body, I guess. I don't know. Classic Hitman stuff over there. But yeah, I think the only thing I need is 4 remake, and then yeah, there's some good sales on here.
yeah.
Alrighty. I
Pretty
think
easy to build a library on PC, but
Yeah, Cyberpunk is still $30. That's wild. They're still trying to
know,
get $30.
still is.
yeah, I paid like $30 Canadian, if that, for Cyberpunk originally when I bought it because it had such a bad launch.
Huh.
I bought it 6 months later for next to nothing.
Yeah,
You know,
I might have to
And-
get Cyberpunk on here though, because if I'm gonna play it for the first time, it better be on a new PC build.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the way to
like
play it.
oh
so.
yeah.
I really want to get into that because I just didn't on the Xbox One. So yeah, that might have to be
You'll
one I gotta
wanna-
put a pin in.
It's a completely different experience on PC. That's for sure.
Yeah. So at least my first experience will be how it is properly up to date. I know there's DLC for it as well, so I really want to get into this because everyone's been marking out about this game forever, and I don't doubt that it's great. I just want to have a spot to play it, so that will change soon. So
It was my favorite game in 2021 when I played it on PC, and the PC version just wasn't nearly as problematic as the console version then either. So I mean, I didn't experience any major issues with it. Just loved it, and I recently, earlier this year, played Phantom Liberty, and it was great too. So
sounds good. Yeah, I've been looking for to get into another game that's a little bit more in depth, longer, lots of layers. So yeah, I think this will be a good one, good single player experience.
yeah, for sure, definitely worth sitting through. I enjoyed it immensely. I've played it 3 times now.
Nice.
So yeah, I've played every character type. It's a good game, really good game. But alrighty, I think you were trying to wrap it up there, Perry, and then I
Oh yeah.
sort of started talking. But I'll shut up now. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it as always.
Thanks for
Anytime.
coming on. That's
Yeah,
all.
thanks for coming.
Happy to join on once in a while for sure.
And
Absolutely.
I know a lot of times I'm sitting in chat while you guys are on, and I'm just, doing other things and whatnot. But that's nice to hop in once in a while and contribute to the conversation.
Always.
Yeah,
It's
man.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
I will let you know. Maybe I'll make a video like Richard said, showing if I'm interested in anything on Steam sales, and I'll let you know what I get if I pick anything up. Frank posted your link for Caffeine Entertainment. If you want to catch
Everyone
Mental 9R,
subscribe.
go over there, subscribe, check out his thing. You got something? What video is coming out again on Saturday?
We'll be talking about a few different topics, but the Steam backlogs is one of them. Where
Right.
it's around $19 billion being spent on Steam
right, yeah.
on games that have never been played. So
I'm part of that. Everyone, I think
Oh,
everyone
me
is
too.
part of
We
it.
are.
We're all a
Me
piece of
too.
that pie. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, it makes me feel good to know I'm not alone.
Yeah. Only so many hours in a day, right? So
Yeah.
so they
Like
say.
I say, man, I could go without buying a new game for years and just not run out of things to play. So it's really sad.
May, what's up, buddy? We're leaving, so if you want, you can watch on
What's up, Cam?
archive. But yeah, check out Mental 9R over at Caffeine Entertainment on YouTube. Frank posted the link in the chat. I think that's it. I don't think there's any other links. Fred left. He'll be back. You're not going to be here next week, Anthony?
No.
Okay. So maybe we'll get Nick on. You're going to talk to him when he gets back. So.
Yeah, I will. I'll try to. I'll give him the heads up now and just say, hey, you good for Wednesday, just so he knows.
Yeah. We definitely need, especially now that this news came out, we need to talk to him about Call of Duty anyway.
Yeah.
Especially
that'll
with
be
this non-streaming stuff.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, and then the following Wednesday, I should be on. I just might be late, but I should be on.
All right,
so
take your time, whenever.
But yeah, I mean, this is again, we'll see how this stuff unfolds. We'll try to stay positive, and we'll keep everyone posted.
Try.
So, yeah.
They'll do
Fingers
something
crossed,
good,
right?
and then they screw it up, and it's like the drunk cousin or something. Like they can never stop screwing up.
Oh man.
All right. I want to thank you guys for popping on. Take care. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat. I'll catch you guys later.
Take
Peace.
care, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Peace out.